What's up, everybody, man? It's your boys Cam and T, man, back at it again with another episode of the Cam and T podcast, man. If you like this type of content, go ahead and like this video. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening on Spotify, go ahead and hit that like button, man. We're on all streaming platforms. I am your co-host, Tony T. Time West, and we also have our other co-host, my brother from another mother, Cam. Happy Tuesday, brother. Happy podcast day, brother. We got a really good show in store tonight, man. How are you doing today, bro?
Man, I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing really good. I'm happy. I'm off work all week,
Yeah,
so
me too. Me
yeah.
too.
So I'm
Yep.
I'm 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 taking it all in, man, and getting me some rest. I ain't even
Yeah.
gonna lie to you. I ain't did nothing. Like today, I actually haven't done anything.
Yeah.
And it feels good. So, but how about yourself, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm actually in North Carolina right now with family. So we got I'm up here with my family and stuff like that in North Carolina. So it feels good to be back home with my people. And I'm just like you, I'm off this whole week. So I'm really trying to just enjoy it, just trying to take it in, spend as much time with my family as possible. I went to go surprise my nephew at his school today, and he loved it. It was tremendous. It was fun. We had a really good time. So yeah, man, really good time. Really good time.
Yeah,
So I'm really, just glad to be off, same as you, because you don't never these holidays. I feel like holidays just elite time of year, bro. Like I feel like from October all the way to January 1st, it's just like elite. Like it's just a
hmm
good time, bro. Like to be around family, be out of work. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a good time, bro. So I'm with you. I'm kind of glad, like you feel me, that I'm off this whole week.
yeah. No, I'm
Yeah,
I'm like I said, man. It's this time of the year. I luckily I have enough PTO to where I should be good for Christmas too to take some days off then.
yeah. I'm off the
So
whole week of
I'm
Christmas too. So
yeah,
that's and New
yeah.
Year's. So I'm in a really good spot.
Good,
So I feel you
good,
on that.
good, good.
But yeah, let's jump into it, Cam, because we got a really good show tonight. Y'all get in the comment section too as well. I should have told you about this off camera, but this is something that I was thinking about doing too. Maybe not this episode, maybe on the next one. I kind of want to do like a call-in series where we put the link for the podcast in here so guests can kind of like join and come in. I think next week will be a really good week to do that, especially with it being the week after rivalry week, college football playoff week. So next week we'll probably drop a link. So if anybody wants to join on the podcast, y'all can. So that's something I was thinking about. I'll talk to you more afterwards after we got off the spot about it. But that's
Yeah.
something I think we could do that would be
I,
really interactive and really fun.
I like that because I got people like at work, like my acquaintances, if you
Yeah,
will, they always be like, man, let me call into your pod one day. Let me
yeah,
get on there. Cause I got a bunch of people that want to get on, but
yeah.
it's not really we can't really talk for like the whole episode, you know what I'm saying? But
Right, right.
I would like, for somebody to come on and just give us a call, ask us a question. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We could that actually might be a good idea. We had
Yeah,
somebody
we'll talk
call
about
in.
it after. We'll talk. I was thinking about this on
Yeah,
the way on the road up here to North Carolina, and I was
yeah,
like, man, me and Ken. I meant to bring it up to you before this, but that'd be a good idea. I think next week we're gonna debut that because I think that'd be really nice to do, like especially the week after rivalry week. It's gonna be a lot of high emotions next week.
yeah, yeah,
Then
yeah,
college football playoff stuff gonna be kind of panning out next week too. I
yeah.
think next week will be a perfect time to kind of debut that. So that's something to look forward to on this podcast. But let's get into it, man. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Obviously, college football playoff. We're gonna talk about that tonight. We're gonna talk a little bit about Bryce Young. Is he back? I mean, we might have to have a
Shoot,
discussion. He might just be Barack. We don't know
he
yet.
might
We got to
be.
talk about Clemson versus South Carolina this weekend. Texas A&M, Texas, all the big games this weekend. We'll talk about in college football, and then also as well the college football playoff landscape, which I already kind of mentioned, but you kind of had it laid out of what you think may potentially happen and who are bidding for these spots. So we'll talk about that too within this podcast. So it's gonna be a good one, y'all. So lock in. Oh, we're gonna talk about Mack Brown. Mack Brown has gotten fired from UNC. So we're gonna talk about that as well. So it's gonna be a really good episode, man. So y'all tap in with us. Let's start off with the Bryce Young first and foremost tonight. I think I'm back to Bryceism. I think I'm back. I think I'm converting back to Bryceism.
Yeah.
Bryce Young looked absolutely spectacular on Sunday. I mean, I'm being honest. He looked absolutely spectacular. Now, the stats ain't going to look crazy. He was 31 for 20. I think 31 for – no, he was 21 for 35. He had almost 300 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, he was blitzed 14 times on passes. He went 11 for 14 against a top 5 defense in the NFL. And most people would say they're probably not 5. They're probably more like 2 or 3, maybe even potentially 1. And Bryce Young shredded them up against probably one of the best defensive coordinators in our time. And I'm just going to be honest, man. I think the benching might have worked out. I think we kind of got to give Dave Canales some credit. Maybe he was on to something that we just wasn't quite on to, because the last 4 weeks, I'm even going to include when he played Denver, even though he threw 2 picks in them games, one of them picks wasn't even his fault. So again, ever since that Denver game, since he's came back, he's kind of turned things around lately. 3 touchdowns and 1 interception in the last 3 games. He's playing honestly the best right now as a second-year quarterback than all the second-year quarterbacks, in my personal opinion. At this moment, he's playing better than C.J. Stroud. At this moment, just the last couple of weeks, he's playing better than Stroud. He's playing better than Levis, although Levis has kind of turned it around a little bit too as well. He's playing better than Anthony Richardson, even though Richardson had a pretty good game the other week ago too, last week. But Bryce Young is playing the best out of all of them at this moment. And I got to just say, I know we talked about him before and kind of talked about how we was starting to be out on Bryce Young. I think we gotta give him credit and come back and say we might have jumped the gun on that, and he might be Barack, because now I done seen 4 weeks. I'll add in Denver game too. I done seen 4 weeks against 2 potential top 5 defenses, and he's looked pretty good, like improved, like a lot. Especially under pressure is the main thing, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm impressed.
Yeah, I agree. He looked really good against the Chiefs. I mean, that's probably, I think a lot of people say that's probably his best game. I think a lot
100%.
of people remember was it the Packers game last season?
Last year.
It was another good one for him. But no, this one, I mean, he took it to the defending champs, man. And he actually went
toe to toe with Mahomes, bro.
Yeah, he was looking really good out there. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I think that's really good for his growth, his development, his confidence, his future, you know what I mean? All of that. But I do kind of want to bring up a point too about benching quarterbacks. It seems like with this new wave of quarterback coming into the league, some time away from the game, the pressure does them a lot of good. Because like you just said, Will Levis has turned the corner and he got benched a couple weeks ago. We know Anthony Richardson got benched and he's turned the corner a little bit. Bryce obviously got benched and he's turned the corner a little bit. You know what I mean? And then a guy like Stroud, like you said, he's been under the fire for weeks and weeks and weeks. Yeah. He's starting to decline a little bit, starting to regress, which is fine. Nobody's panicking. Nobody's hitting the panic button. He's a fine quarterback. There's nothing wrong with, him going through a little slump. Sophomore slumps are common. But I think I've been saying this on this pod for a few weeks now, and I think I'm finally going to hit that button and just say we probably need to stop drafting quarterbacks early, and we probably need to
let them
quarterbacks,
stick. They need to probably sit more too.
Give them time to develop. You have to, because they're just not ready. The college game is so much different from the NFL game nowadays. They're just not ready. And unless you're like some kind of freak, I can't even call you a generational, because we thought Trevor was generational. We thought Caleb was generational, and both of them have kind of struggled. You know what I'm saying? So, and Trevor, this is year 3, year 4 for him? Yeah. And he's struggling still. So it's like at some point we need to go ahead and be honest and say, hey, it's okay to kind of put guys on the bench, put your starting quarterback, draft a quarterback and sit him for a while and have him learn behind a vet. I think that's the way that teams need to start going. But good for Bryce Young for turning it around and looking really good these last couple of weeks. Because like you said, I've been thoroughly impressed. I felt like against the Chiefs, some of them passes he was making, bro. Yeah. He really was looking like Alabama Bryce, man. He was putting it in windows, pockets. He was throwing on the run.
Let's be honest, Cam. He should have had 300 plus yards because Excel dropped that 30-yard bomb that he put on the money to him. Yep. He dropped that. He should have had an extra like 30 yards.
Yep.
So we're talking, I think he had 260 something. We're talking 290 if XL makes that catch. I mean, again, Trimble dropped a touchdown in the end zone.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a potential 2-touchdown passing game, no interceptions, close to 300-yard game. I'm pretty impressed, man. I'm not gonna lie. Again, when we was playing against like the Saints and the Giants, I was like, okay, this is nice. But doing that against the Chiefs, coming off a bye week, I'm impressed. And again, I know a lot of people ain't gonna want to hear this because they've been rough on him. And I told you this a couple weeks ago. Maybe it was off camera or maybe even on here. I think Dave Canales is gonna be okay. I don't think he's no bad coach. I think he is a little inexperienced, which is okay. He's doing a little bit of learning on the job because I told you that a couple weeks ago too. I do still, even to this day, I think he is still a little over his head, but he's learning. And I think at this point, oh God, I can't even believe I'm saying this. I think we got to give David Tepper maybe just a little bit of credit. I think he might have got this one potentially right. Potentially. We don't know for sure yet. But I like what I'm seeing in Canales too, because when you go back and look at the film, some of them play calls he was calling up was creative, innovative, like got your main players open. They played to the quarterback's strengths. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe Tepper got it right this time too on the coach.
Maybe we got to see. We got to see what happens in the draft.
Absolutely.
That's what I need to see.
100%.
That's what I need to see. I need to see because I feel like the last few regimes just haven't hit on the draft. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They've been missing. So, excuse me. If we can see what he does with this first pick, the second pick, or whatever, if we can see what him and Dan Morgan can cook up, because I think Canales, he's kind of proven himself a little bit as a play caller, like you said. But what happens if we get the personnel in there? You know what I'm saying? I really like, obviously Chuba is fantastic.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
Tavion Sanders, I hope he gets well soon. But
He's
he was
been
looking
good.
so good.
Yeah,
he was looking good out there. I think XL, once he cleans up them drops, I think we got somebody. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of people are being way too hard on XL.
Way too hard.
Like I've been seeing people like, we got to have a conversation about XL. Like, are you serious? This dude has almost 500 yards as a rookie.
Yeah.
Like he had some drops. Yes, he's looked rough at times. He had 2 rough plays back to back yesterday. But I don't see what I seen in Mingo. Like I knew Mingo was gonna be trash from day one.
Right.
But XL, on the other hand, I think he could be a wide receiver 1, bro. If he puts it all together, stops the drops, I see wide receiver 1 potential in him, bro. Like I actually feel really, honestly, I feel really good about this whole entire draft class so far.
I do too.
To be honest, Brooks showed some flashes the other day ago. His explosiveness is out of this world. I mean, I seen it on my first run. It was on like 3 yards, and I was like, "Woo!" He hit that hole crazy, no diddy. Like I'm like, man, like whoa. He, you know, you just see the explosiveness, and then also as well, you think about Coker. I mean, that UDFA signing, he need to be on a contract because he's been good this season. Xavier Legette, even Trevin Wallace has showed some flashes of being a decent linebacker too. I gotta say, so far, Dan Morgan has done a decent job, bro. I'm not gonna lie, the O-line looks absolutely tremendous. I mean, Bryce sometimes had all day to throw with blitzes the other day ago. So we got to give him credit on that. But I agree with you. The draft is gonna really depend on how the Panthers gonna look for the future.
Yeah, if they can just hit on that, I think we'll see pretty much all that we need to know out of Canales and Dan Morgan. But I don't know, man. The future's looking good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually surprised. And another thing too, I want to say, if you look at the Panthers' schedule, they have 6 games left.
Yep.
I tweeted this out earlier. I couldn't believe I tweeted it, but I'm actually kind of believing it. They can actually, 5 of those games are actually winnable for the Panthers.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that, so 2 of them are against Tampa Bay, and we know they're in a really bad slump right now.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay has been on the downward spiral for some reason. They got injuries. They have terrible injuries.
Yeah. Don't look now, but Atlanta ain't looking that great either.
And Atlanta's not looking great. And Atlanta's on the schedule. All right. And then the game that I know we're probably going to lose is against the Eagles because they on fire. They trending all the way up.
Probably a MVP at this point. I'm not gonna lie.
He kind of need to be. I think we need to. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but he kind of need to be because Anyway, so you got next week we have the Buccaneers. Next week, and then the week after that is the Eagles.
Yep.
Then you got the Cowboys. That actually, the Panthers should win that game. There's no reason why they shouldn't beat the Cowboys.
I think so. The way they're playing right now, I think so.
They should. And then you got the Cardinals after that, who's another up and down team. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So they can possibly beat the Cardinals.
I agree.
And then after that, you got 2 divisional games on the road with the Buccaneers and the Falcons. And both of those games, like we said, should be winnable in December and January. So if they win 5 out of the next 6 games, you never know. You could end up finishing. That'll be for the Panthers. That'll be 8-9. No, 8 and 9.
Yeah, that'd be 8-9.
Yeah, 8-9. So,
which would be an incredible season for the Panthers. I think if they even get to 5 or 6, I think they did an incredible job.
Yep, that's one crazy turnaround. So
yeah, no doubt. I agree. I was saying this the other day ago too. I said, even in a loss, I feel like most Panther fans right now, we're 3-8, but we're like, oh crap, we're actually happy about our future again. Like, we actually kind of feel good about what potentially could come, and I'm happy for that because Panther fans have been through it the last couple of years. So I'm kind of glad that we have that opportunity. I want to read some of the comments here. Denzel said XL and Coker could be our Steve Smith and Musa Muhammad. Very possible. I definitely could see something like that as well. We got AB in the comments. He said, yo, what's up?
Yo, what's good?
So again, I think with that, I am happy about the Panthers' future. I'm not going to lie. Now, let's try to start transitioning into college football now. Okay. We're actually going to start off with the Mack Brown thing. So Mack Brown has been fired at University of North Carolina of Chapel Hill. He was fired this morning. Again, I think he was there for the last 6 seasons, if I'm not correct. I could be wrong.
Hey, was it 6?
I think it was, because he had the 3 years with Sam Howell, and then the 3 years. Well, no, one of those. Yeah. So he had 3 years with Sam Howell, correct? He had 3 years with Sam Howell, and then he had
I thought they had, what was his name? Fedora or something like that?
Fedora wasn't there with Sam Howell.
Oh.
Fedora wasn't there with Sam Howell.
6 years, bro?
Yeah, because I remember because Sam Howell came in the same time that Brown came in.
Say he's been there since 2019. So yeah, so that's what, 5 years?
5 years, yeah. So he's been there 5 years. This would have been going into his 6th season. So Mack Brown is fired from UNC as his 2nd term at UNC. And I kind of want to talk about it a little bit because it seems to be like there was some kind of like contingency between Mack Brown's camp and UNC, because the last couple of weeks we've been hearing Mack Brown say, oh, well, I'm coming back. I ain't turning nothing down but my collar.
No, you was right. That's 6 years. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what 6. That's what I thought. Yeah. But like I was saying, it was a situation where Mack Brown was pretty much saying, I ain't turning nothing down. And I always found it weird that University of North Carolina's football and athletic department never put anything out. Normally when a coach does that, they normally come behind him and say, hey, yeah, we're backing our guy. This is our guy next year. He's going to be here. UNC didn't say nothing. And that's when I knew. I said, ooh. And then they went up there and got boat raced by Boston College this weekend. That's when I was like, oh, he's going to get fired, isn't he? So I wasn't even surprised to hear the news this morning that he got fired. I kind of knew it. When they went up there to Boston College and got swiped, I knew it was over. Cam, it was bad. It was like 41-7 or something like that. It was bad.
They got swiped. Well,
it was bad. It was bad. They got blew out bad, man. It was terrible. What? I knew then. I said, bro, it ain't gonna be good for Mack Brown, bro.
They got flued out, bro.
Flued out and blew. They went up there to Chestnut Hill, got flued out and blew out, bro. Straight up. But anyway, Mack Brown gets fired. And I'll give you my take on it first. I think this is a great idea for North Carolina. I'm not going to lie. Again, I'm not trying to be rude. We know North Carolina football is what it is. It's the stepchild. We know what the main child is there. It's basketball. We understand that. But I'm telling you, similar to like the places like UCLA, stuff like that, it's a sleeping giant a little bit. Because I'm telling you now, if they get the right person at Carolina, I'm not saying they'll be national championship contenders every year or nothing like that. But I think they would achieve more than what Mack Brown achieved at UNC. I'm going to be honest with you. I honestly thought his UNC tender was actually pretty underwhelming, to be honest with you. Only one ACC championship appearance with all that 4-star and 5. Because you remember when he first got there, he was getting 4 and 5 stars at the Wazoo. He was going crazy recruiting.
He was kind of changing it around. It seemed
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, this is different. But then they never did nothing. They didn't win anything. They didn't win anything of relevance. I think they had 1 9-win season, and they just really didn't pan out at all. With Sam Howell and Drake May back-to-back, who is probably arguably your best 2 quarterbacks in your whole program's history, and you didn't do nothing but get 9 wins with them. So I think it was just time for Mack Brown to hang it up. I think UNC made the right decision on this. I think Mack Brown needs to get back in the ESPN studios and call it a day. And to be honest, when we talk about who potentially should take that job, because I've been hearing Arthur Smith, Steve Wilkes' name has been thrown around a little bit. The coach down there at Tulane, I think Seth or something, I don't know. He's been thrown around a little bit. But I think for whoever they're going to hire next, for one, it needs to be a younger guy. And for 2, I think it's got to be somebody that is going to change the culture there completely and say, we aren't the stepbrother to the basketball program here. Because I'm telling you, I was telling somebody this earlier, that UNC job is very, very attractive. I'm going to tell you 5 reasons why that job is attractive, Cam. Listen, 5, yeah. For one, the biggest one and the most important one is that the Big Ten and the SEC want them bad. They want them more than Florida State and Clemson. They want them. Big Ten wants that market, and SEC wants that market. And you want to know why? They don't have a school in those states. In North Carolina and Virginia. Virginia is actually probably the second most attractive job right now because that Big Ten money is going to eventually come, and that SEC money is eventually going to come. They're going to one of those conferences at some point. So let's go ahead and get out the way. The resources are going to be there. I think the recruiting area is elite. If you can knock in and lock down the state of North Carolina, that's a lot of good talent in that state. South Carolina's right down the road. You know the talent that's in South Carolina. Me and you know. Georgia is not far. We know that some of the best talent in the country is in Georgia. And another sleeping gem when it comes to college football talent, Virginia. They're not far from there either. So again, they could hit all 4 of those states and make their team, and they're straight. So I think that's one thing that is also a little bit hiding. Thirdly, the brand. Come on, brother. North Carolina is a big brand. And yes, it is because of the basketball team, but you can use that as an advantage for you and put that towards the football team as well. Right. You can use that as an advantage, bro. And I think they can do that. They can recruit. Really, I'm going to be honest. If they get good at football and they start putting money towards the NIL for football, North Carolina can recruit like Notre Dame, bro. I'm just being real. They can recruit countrywide. I'm going to be honest, because the brand is big. So I think when you think about some of those things there, man, I think UNC is a very attractive job. But what did you think about Mack Brown getting fired? Like, what's your take on the whole thing?
I think it was time, just from the North Carolina fans that I know, and what they've been saying about him. I pulled up their record in the last 6 years that he was there. So 7-6, 8-4, 6-7. Yeah, Josh was one of the fans right there that I always be talking about Mack Brown. 9-5, which was the year that they went to the ACC championship game and got blued out by us, and then 8-5, and then 6-5 right now, and possibly 6-6 or even 6-7. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. It's tough to say because I think I agree with the point that you made earlier that North Carolina should be a lot better than this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They've had a few ACC championship appearances, so you would think that you're only going to grow in that.
Bro,
and right now, the ACC is wide open. I mean, for God's sake, we got a brand new team to the conference that just hit the ACC championship
and probably gonna win it. And probably gonna win it.
Exactly. So it makes no sense why a storied program, like you said, in North Carolina, even though it's mostly attributed to the basketball team, there's no reason why some of that can't come over to the football team. You know what I mean? I mean, even the football team has some legends. They got Julius Peppers. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of guys in the NFL right now.
LT.
Bingo. LT. I mean, we're talking about
Lawrence
Hall of
Taylor.
Famers.
We talking
Right.
about Hall of Famer, bro.
Talking about Hall of Famers, some all-time greats. You know, it makes no sense that North Carolina doesn't have a team. And then on some of the points that you said, they are in the perfect state. North Carolina. I mean, they literally Virginia's right there, but more importantly,
Geographically located, they're in a really good spot, bro.
South Carolina and Georgia is right there, and you can recruit from all of those places.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then you can even expand now that we got these new rules coming out. You can expand, like you said, into pretty much every state at this point. And you could try to bring those guys in, but you got to get the hire right. You know, you got to get the hire right. I don't know who they're going to hire. We've seen Arthur Smith. We've seen Steve Wilkes. We've seen, God, it was another dude, the App State coach. I think his name was brought in there. I think the James Madison coach has the highest odds of taking the job. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, they just got to get the hire right. And whoever that person is, I definitely agree that they need to be younger. I felt like Mack Brown. I felt like that hiring was kind of like, okay, Grandpa, in your last couple of years, we're going to let you run the ship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it really felt, that whole situation with Mack Brown just felt so weird to me from the jump. Because it felt like, it just seemed like they was hiring him because, number one, they had him before. And number two, he was an old, I keep calling him grandpa-ish type of character.
Yeah.
Where he comes in, you know, we're not looking to win no championships. We just want somebody who's going to grow and develop our young men, which Mack Brown does a very good job of doing.
Absolutely. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody likes Mack Brown, the man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't ever hear nothing bad about him, to my knowledge. Yeah. But I just felt like him being as old as he was, this job just kind of wasn't, he obviously wasn't the best man for the job moving forward for North Carolina. Yeah, they gotta move, they gotta move on. They gotta get the hire right. And I completely agree with you. They gotta go younger, a lot younger.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they can pull in somebody 68 years old in there on their next hire. It's gotta be a younger guy. I would say honestly 50 or younger. Yeah, to be quite frankly, honest. Because the fans just went through where teams negatively recruited them for the last 6 or 7 years, saying, "Oh, you know, he about to retire soon, so you don't even want to have to go through that again." Like, you know what I'm saying? So again, so yeah, I mean, that's gonna be interesting to see. I'm kind of interested to see what's gonna happen to that team in a couple of weeks when the portal gets to popping, because I think there's gonna be some players poached off that team that's gonna get poached away because Mack Brown's leaving. So they're gonna have to make a decision quick too on that.
They say he's not even coaching. He might not even coach the bowl game.
Yeah, they're saying he might just coach NC State game and that's it. And I'm like, dude, I ain't gonna lie. If I was fired, I wouldn't even coach the state game this week. I'd be packing my bags today. Like, I'd be going, all right, I'm out. Like, you feel me? But that's just me, though. One more thing, too, before we start getting into the rivalry week stuff. ECU, real quick. They hired their coach, Blake Harrell. ECU's like 4-0 since he's taken over or something like that. They've been spectacular since he's took over. So I just want to give him a quick shout out. They knocked off North Texas this weekend. Came back from like being down 21-0. I think ECU might be turning the corner too a little bit as a program. I know they used to be a really good program. Like when I was in high school and going into college, they were a really good program. But I think they're starting to kind of get back potentially to where they used to be with Blake Harrell. But we'll see though.
Man, can I ask you a question? Speaking of, since we talking about it, I want to talk about the ACC a little bit as a whole.
Let's do it.
Is there a reason why, and I don't know if they have, but is there a reason why Liberty and App State, why they can't join the ACC?
Yes. I think all of this boils down to school size, money, and market. So, for example, most of the money, essentially, is why this thing breaks down. Boone is not like a big market, and also as well, the school is just not that big. App State's not a big school. Like, Clemson's in the middle of nowhere, but it's a big school. Like it's you know what I'm saying? Like it's a pretty big school. And same thing for Liberty. Liberty just got to the FBS like a couple of years ago. Right. So I don't think you will ever, you're not gonna say ever because it's realignment, so anything can happen. But I don't think you'll see them in the ACC till a while down the line. I just don't think, and most of it falls back on money. App State and Liberty don't have the money to be, and they don't have the eyeballs to get on the TV screen as much as these bigger schools like NC State, North Carolina, stuff like that. That's why.
I get it, but I just think about it because I'm like, some of the schools in the ACC really ain't got it like that either, though.
No, they don't.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think about Wake Forest. Wake Forest is tiny. They stadium
3,000. It's like 3,000 people that go to that school, bro.
That's what I'm saying. They stadium ain't that big. You know
but
what I
see,
mean?
I think with Wake Forest, for one, they're one of the flagship. They joined before the money started really mattering in college sports.
Okay.
I think that's part of the problem too.
Okay.
Because geographically, if we were going off a geographic location, App State would make a lot of sense. They've had a lot of success in college football. Liberty, since they've got in, have had pretty much some pretty good success as well. So I get what you're saying, but I think it just boils back to money, bro. It boils back to money and TV deals and all that. That's why. Yeah. That's why places like App State and Liberty are not in the ACC. ECU too. I mean, that was the rumor for a lot of years too. Like, oh, why isn't ECU? They compete so well with these ACC teams, but they're not in the ACC. A lot of that falls back on there's not enough eyes in Greenville, to get your eyes on the TV channels to gain revenue. Essentially, it's kind of from what I understand it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it is with that. But that's a great question, though. That's a good one.
Yeah, because I just always thought about it, especially as of late, because they was talking about the ACC and they potentially losing Clemson, Florida State, North Carolina, whoever. Yeah, and I'm like, well,
if that happens, I think they would go get those other schools. If that happens,
because I don't see, because that's why I'm saying I don't see why a team like Liberty, who's the last couple of years have been pretty good. You know what I'm saying? They've been ranked a couple of times. They've had, they shots at being the best group of 5 team or whatever. And then obviously we know App State is known for taking down some FBS teams. So, or when they were smaller, but I just feel like they would be good additions to the ACC one day.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
I mean, Because I understand about the money thing, but it ain't even like some of the other ACC teams are good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right. Virginia ain't that good. Stanford ain't that good. You know what I'm saying? Virginia Tech the last couple of years hadn't been that good. Georgia Tech for the last couple of years wasn't that good.
I think
college has been terrible.
Think it goes back to what I said though. I think a lot of those schools have big alumni bases with a lot of money.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what it's coming back on to.
For sure.
Is that it all boils back to money, man. I hate that it became that, but that's just what it is. It all boils back to money, to be honest with you.
Gotta be, because that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Because I'm like, some of these teams, I mean, they kind of comparable. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But like you telling me App State, they suck this year, but on normal years, you telling me App State can't hang in there with Boston College, they probably will win.
Right. Or Stanford.
Or Stanford, like, come on, they probably will win. They suck this year, but you know what I'm saying? Most years App State will be able to hold their own or probably win against those teams. I 100% agree with you. Now let's start transitioning to the meat of the show. It's time, Cam. Rent is due. It's here. It's time. It's the week that me and you and all the Clemson fans and all the South Carolina fans have been waiting on. We got South Carolina versus Clemson in Death Valley, noon on Saturday. Big game. And we're going to jump into this afterwards. This could potentially be a play-in game to get into the college football playoffs because of how chaotic things have been. I want your take first, and we're going to drop our predictions too. What do you think? What is your mindset in this game? What do you think?
Oh boy. I hate having to come on a podcast and do it, bro.
Yeah.
But look, Clemson gonna have to play they behind off, bro. Clemson gonna have to they're gonna have to play their best game of the season.
I agree.
To beat South Carolina. And South Carolina, I don't even know if they have to play their best game of the season. They just have to play their game. They just got to run the ball. I mean, that's literally, I feel like if South Carolina didn't try to pass the ball at all in this game, they probably still have a good chance of winning.
100%.
Because that's all you got to do to beat Clemson this year, unfortunately.
Just run that ball.
Run that ball. That's it. And it's a crazy thing to say.
Citadel put up their most rushing yards over any FCS team. And they didn't even run for 230 on FCS. On Clemson, they ran for their most yards of their whole entire season.
Almost
and the majority of that was while the starters were in. Yeah. On top of that.
That was early. That was first half.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, get back to your point. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You good. That's a great point. You said like the Citadel had almost 300 yards on us, y'all. And we're not even talking about, it'd be one thing if we talking about Army or Navy or old Georgia Tech where all they literally do is run the ball. No, the Citadel was actually passing too. Mm-hmm. They just was able to get so much success running the ball that they just stuck to it. And it's not like the game was close. The box score obviously says it wasn't close, but it's just the fact that we was giving up so many yards rushing, particularly in the first half. Mm-hmm. And South Carolina, I don't know if y'all noticed, but they got this dude named Lenora Sellers at quarterback.
He's low-key been the best quarterback in the SEC.
And that boy can run.
Yeah.
That boy can run. Oh, and by the way, they got a backup quarterback. Guess what he can do? He can run. Yeah. So it ain't even like, if Lenore's, if he come out on a 3rd and 1, they just put Ashford in. He'll probably pick it up.
And he not
to mention, they got Rocket Raheem Sanders. I'm just saying, bro. I think South Carolina's key to winning this game is running the football.
Yeah.
Clemson's key to winning this football game is actually stopping the run. It's straight up like that. Straight up like that. Because I think Clemson can still score. I think Clemson's offense has been they look much better against the Citadel. I've been
and they looked good the first half of the Pittsburgh game too.
Yeah. I've been very impressed with Cade Klubnik and
100%.
company. But I think this is going to, first of all, taking the bias out of it and talking about the game objectively, this game is about to be insane on quarterback play.
Yeah.
Because I think you got two, I'm not going to lie, y'all, 2020, what year is this? 2026 quarterback class?
It's crazy.
You might have two guys in this game.
Yeah.
That are going to be top 5 quarterbacks coming out of that class.
It would be 5. Oh, was it? Yeah, it would be 2026. You're right.
Yeah, go ahead. 2026 because I think Cade gonna come back another year. Probably.
Yeah, he will. I don't know what I was thinking. I was talking about. Go ahead, you got it.
Yeah,
right.
But I just think that we're gonna get. I mean, the star power in this game. This should be where college game day is, and this should be a night game.
I agree, 100%.
This is incredible. Like my boy T said, y'all. This is a potential play-in game for the college football playoff. 100%. And I disagreed with you the other day when you said it, but I had to think about it more and more. I was like, bro, we really do. If this would be a good win for both programs.
Both programs. Whoever wins.
Wins.
A good win.
Because now you're looking at South Carolina. They're probably arguably the hottest team in the country.
100%.
And then you got Clemson, who's, been pretty stable all year round. Yeah. Outside of the run defense, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like you got two teams who could very well. We'll see what they rank tonight. If they're both ranked in the top 13 or 14 tonight, this is probably a play-in game for the college football playoff.
I agree.
It has to be.
I think it's a play-in game.
And after you give your thoughts, I'm gonna pose a question to you as well. But go ahead, T. I want to get your thoughts on the game.
I'm kind of with you. I think that for me, at least, I think the defense is going to be the biggest thing in this game. Clemson's defense has been absolutely god-awful on the run. It's been bad. I mean, their secondary is not too bad, but that run defense is terrible, and they got Rocket Sanders and also as well Lenore Sellers. Both of them boys can go.
Yep.
So it's going to be important to shut down the run. But I think the matchup of the day is going to be Clemson's offense against South Carolina's defense. Yep. I mean, I think you can make a solid argument that South Carolina has a top 5 defense in the country. I really do. I think there's a solid argument to be made for that. I think there's a solid argument to say that I'll just say I think they do have the best defensive line in the country right now with Kennard. What's the other kid's name? Stewart, Sanders. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I think they have the best defensive line in the country, and this is coming from me, a Clemson fan. I think they got one of the best defensive lines in the country. Now, I think Clemson has a lot of strengths as well. I think the O-line has done a really good job this season overall. I think K's development has been pretty good as well. So I think both teams have some things going their way. This is what's going to determine everything. And somebody said in the comments, Wes Goodwin. Wes Goodwin, it's going to depend on him. Because if he calls up a bad game like he's been called, I'm going to be honest. I think regardless, win or lose, I think he's calling his last game next week. I mean, this Saturday. I think he's going to get fired immediately after. I'm not going to lie. I think even in a win, he gets fired. He's been absolutely god-awful. There's too much talent on that Clemson team for that defense to be that bad.
Too much talent,
There's too much talent on that defense, that Clemson defense team to be this bad. So I think he's going to get fired regardless, honestly. But it's going to depend on him. It's going to depend on him and how bad do these guys want it. Because for South Carolina, and I'm not trying to talk crap about them, if they win this game and get themselves into the playoffs, this will be probably the biggest win in their whole program history.
Mm-hmm.
At this point. Again, I'm not trying to talk down on them. I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? This will be their biggest win in their program history for sure. At Clemson, you got yourself into the playoffs potentially. This will be a big win for them.
Yeah.
And they're going to come in knowing that this is going to be a big win from them. They know Clemson's the big brother of the state. They know that. They know when it comes to the overall, let's be honest. They know. They know that Clemson has been the better program, especially the last 15 years. I don't even think a Gamecock fan would get in here and argue that. They know. So they're going to come in knowing that, like they did in 2022 as well. They came in knowing the situation. I think we are about to see is Clemson boys or are they men? That's what we're about to find out on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because these are the little games against Virginia Tech and you know, even Louisville where we got pushed around and these that don't matter. I'm not trying to be rude to those teams or disrespectful for those teams. They're not really that good. This South Carolina team that's coming in on Saturday, they are.
Yeah.
I'll just keep it real. And this is coming from a proud South Carolina Gamecock hater. They are a good football team. You can call me a fake fan, they're a good football team. And I think we're about to find out if Clemson's full of punks or full of some dudes.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be determined this week. So that's my thoughts on the whole thing. I think it's going to be a big game for the wide receivers not to be dropping passes. You're gonna have to capitalize on that defense because
they got to grow up. They got to grow up fast.
They got to grow up fast because that defense they're playing on Saturday, you're not going to get too many opportunities with them. That's just that. You're not going to get too many opportunities with that defense. So you got to make the best of it. So, let's get to predictions. Cam, I'm going to be honest with you. South Carolina's, I think, playing better than Clemson at this moment. I just think they're a better team right now. I think the matchup favors South Carolina. I think the pressure will be on Clemson more so. Because if South Carolina comes in there and loses to us, it's going to be like, oh, okay. We do this anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing. 8-4, no disrespect. Again, I'm not trying to talk crap about South Carolina. I'm really not. I'm not trying to give a backhand compliment. But to them, that's going to be like 8-4 season. We competed with Clemson. Good season for the most part. But for Clemson, the pressure is on. If you lose to South Carolina 2 times in the last 4 years and 2 times in a row at the crib, the pressure is going to be on. I'm not going to lie. I think South Carolina is the better team right now, and it pains me to say this. I think they win this game 34-24. I do. I think they win this game about 34-24, bro. I think it's going to be a game where Clemson cannot match the physicality of the South Carolina Gamecocks. And I'm mainly talking about on the defense. I think their defense is going to wreck shop, unfortunately. Yeah. And, again, and I don't trust us stopping the run. Just being honest. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I can get on here next Tuesday and be like, thank God I was wrong. But I'm a realist. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to, blow cloud up your butt. I think right now South Carolina's a better team, and I do think they win this game. And I think Dabo's going to have to come to the podium and answer a lot of questions he's probably not going to want to answer, but he's going to have to. And that's my take on it.
Yeah. I can't argue with it, bro. I mean, I said it a couple weeks ago. They might mess around and blow us out at home, bro.
It wouldn't surprise me, bro.
It
wouldn't surprise me at all. I'm being so serious. It wouldn't surprise me
at all. I mean, it's just They have a Clemson is we I think we're too shaky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Too
We
unreliable,
too shaky.
bro.
Yeah. You really can't trust us right now. You know what I mean?
100%.
South Carolina, on the other hand, they done won 5 in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been looking dominant
And confident too. Confident. Yeah. They're not scared of anybody.
Lenora Sellers then stepped up and became, like you said, probably the best quarterback in the conference.
Yeah.
And that's a conference that got Quinn Ewers and Jalen Milroe and Carson Beck.
Yep.
3 guys that are probably going to be top quarterbacks taken off the draft in the draft next year. So, I mean, this dude has been playing lights out ever since he came back from injury. Rocket Sanders has been playing lights out as of late. I mean, they just look very good, very comfortable, very confident. They think they can beat any team in the country. I'm not going to lie to you. They might be able to beat any team in the country.
I agree.
That's how good they are. So I'll go ahead and say I'm not going to give a score prediction because I really don't know. But I think South Carolina will.
I know. It's painful to say.
I think they should be favored. I put it that way. They should be favored.
I agree.
I agree.
I was actually surprised that Clemson was favored. I'm like, why is
Clemson
favored?
It's because we at home. That's all it is.
I'm like, bro, why is Clemson even favored? I feel like that's free money that these places are giving you. Like, I'm just like, I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. Like, when I seen that Clemson was like a 2-point favorite, I was like, really? Like, I don't bet like that. But shoot, if I did, like, that's free money to me, bro. Every time I would pick South Carolina to win outright.
It's just because we at home, bro. That's all it is.
I hate to say it. I just don't. Again, I think South Carolina's just been more consistent than Clemson. You kind of know what you're gonna get out of South Carolina. Clemson, it's up and down every week. You know, you just don't know what you're gonna get. Now, I do want to talk about some positives for Clemson that's not really pertaining to this game. Allegedly, Dabo's potentially, and we talked about this a little bit the other day ago. Dabo is potentially, backing up the Brinks truck.
Yep.
In 2025, 2026, which will be this next upcoming season, essentially. I guess they're gonna do some type of situation. And Cam, you might can break it down to me even more. They're gonna do this type of situation where Clemson has the what's it called? IPTAY. They have that where they're gonna kind of, I guess, gonna be able to use that with the 110 Society situation, if I'm not mistaken. That's kind of, and that's their collective, the 110 Society thing.
Yeah.
And I guess the money that's coming from IPTAY is going to be able to help that, which changes a lot of things for Clemson. And also as well, I think something about revenue sharing was also brought up. I don't know the whole story, but I just do know that I've been seeing, Dabo saying we got money now and the money coming.
Yeah.
So what's your take on that? What you think happens from that?
I think that's the biggest thing, because now it's almost like a somewhat of a level playing field for Clemson, because now we're not relying so much on donors as the university. If what I read, and
please correct us if we're wrong on this too.
If I comprehended what I read correctly, the university now, all universities, I think, now get $20.5 million for all of athletics department.
Yep.
But Clemson specifically has already said that probably 19 million of that is going towards football.
Yep.
And that the rest of the million or whatever, 1.5 million is going to the other sports, which kind of makes more sense because now you got I think you got fewer players on the team, right? You got like 105 scholarships or something like that.
Yeah.
So basically what they're saying is we're probably going to start paying our top players. So like somebody like a Barrett Carter this year probably would have got a lot of money. He probably would have got $2-3 million or more, maybe. I don't know. You know what I mean? Somebody like Cade Klubnik next year, Cade might actually he might
see 2 M's.
Yeah,
he's probably gonna see 2-3 M's.
if I ain't gonna lie, if I'm him, I might be asking for 5.
More. Yeah, more.
Because
Yeah, I think Dabo said that in his press conference day. He's like, "K getting a raise for sure." Like,
oh yeah,
and he deserves it. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm about to say, if he don't get one, me and Dabo gonna have to talk because that boy needs some money. He might be the reason we both eligible. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. But for real though, like it essentially they said like, and Clemson's already kind of come out and said like, and on top of this, they're doing a front office situation. I know you did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
So I think the other team that's doing that is it Georgia Tech? Georgia
Tech is doing it as well. Yeah.
Right.
They're hiring the guy that was with the Bears.
The Bears, that's right. Yep. They posted a guy from the Bears. So I think essentially what Clemson is going to get is like a cap space general manager, essentially. So like Brent Tillis for the Panthers. That's pretty much what we're going to be getting for Clemson's money situation, I think. And so they're going to be able to allocate the funds to the football team accordingly. Right. And that's good, I think, because that's kind of what Dabo always wanted anyway. He doesn't want to use NIL to kind of lure players in. He wants to use NIL to reward the players that we already got. You know what I mean? So somebody like Cade Klubnik, you played your behind off this year, you're going to get a raise. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't going to have no quarrels with doing that. I know Barrett Carter's leaving, but somebody like Sammy Brown next year, he probably going to get a lot of money. You know what I mean? Avion Terrell probably going to get a lot of money. Ashton, what's his name? Hampton. He probably going to get a good amount of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what I took away from it. And essentially football is going to get
the majority of
the funds. Yeah. Which for Clemson,
that's the way they need to go anyway.
It has to be.
They're the one that bring in the most money. Like, let's stop the cap.
It's football, it's soccer, it's baseball, it's basketball, and then everybody else is gonna have to get a couple $100,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Football is gonna get probably, like I said, probably 19 million, and I'm not even exaggerating. They probably get 19 million. Baseball,
we already heard that. Ohio State rumored to had a $20 million roster. So if you get this past year, right? So if you getting that 19 million, that kind of can put you in a situation where your roster is going to look a lot better.
Yeah.
And I again, this is just Dabo is going, and this is I think going to more now that we know money is not going to be an issue supposedly anymore. Dabo is going to have, if you're not going to do the portal, brother, you're going to have to start paying these big time recruits. He's going to have to come off that like, oh, you haven't proven to me nothing. And he's going to have to come off that. He is going to have to pay them that money up front. They're not going to be on wait till I get to campus. Then no, I need to know what I'm going to be getting as soon as I walk in.
Yeah.
And I don't blame those kids for that. So Dabo is going to have to start putting that back out there to these big recruits because I've told you this plenty of times. I've said this on Twitter 15 million times. If you're not going to use the portal, you need to be having top 5 recruiting classes every single year. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, if that's what you want to do on not using the portal, cool. There needs to be 25 players signed every single year, and you need to have a top 5 class essentially every single year.
Every year.
If you're going to do that. And if you are going to use the portal, maybe you can have a ranked 18th class, a ranked 8th class, a ranked 13th class then. But at this point, you gotta, if this stuff what you're saying is true about the whole revenue sharing and all that, Dabo's gonna have to come off that money for them high school recruits too, because that's gonna be an issue if he can't. He's got to come up off that money because, as you've seen this year, I think Clemson has lost like 6 recruits because of essentially they getting bought away to other schools because Clemson not offering them enough.
Yeah.
So again, I hope this changes that. I hope this be a bridge to having that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think kind of what you were saying about Ohio State earlier, it should level the playing field up until the point to where we get to the extra NIL funds. You know what I mean? So like Ohio State probably got a crazy donor situation. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
They probably
they got a big fan base and a big alumni base.
On top of it, I mean, they look at the NFL talent they got. They probably got guys like Chris Carter giving back. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
they got all-time greats millionaires, probably billionaires
Yeah.
giving to the cause. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Clemson, we just got a couple of guys that are rich, but you know what I'm saying? It's probably not that many people donating millions of dollars. You probably got somebody. I know somebody donating millions.
Yeah, they said somebody donated $3 million the other day ago, allegedly. I think in that article.
You got somebody that's probably doing it, but he can't do it twice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He probably can't do it twice.
Yeah.
You know, whereas Chris Carter or somebody like God, I'm trying to think. I'm drawing a blank right now for Ohio State, but any of those guys,
they got a ton.
Yeah, I mean, those guys can probably do it.
Yeah,
3-4 times in one season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus, but at the end of the day, bro, I think this will level the playing field. Dabo just has to, and this is the part that's going to scare me a little bit, is that he has to actually, he has to follow through on it. He can't just say, man, you know, we're going to change things. We're going to do better. We're going to start paying these players. But instead of, but he has to go all out on it. You can't just say we're going to pay these players and then you only paying.
And I think he got to start doing stuff like he did today. Like he was vocal about the NIL today. He was like, "Oh no, I want my players to get paid. Oh no, he has to do more vocalizing too and advocating." Like I think the young dude out there, I like him too at Arizona State. He was, you know, advocating for his players getting paid more. I think Dabo has to start doing that a little bit more too. Because he's been kind of quiet on this whole situation until today. I was actually glad to see him today actually coming up saying, like, yeah, we need to, you know what I'm saying? These kids need to get paid and so on and so forth. So I think a lot of that has to start happening too.
And see, the funny thing is, Clemson is such a pioneer in a couple of ways. Like we were the first team to have a branding center for our players. You know what I'm saying? Like when the NIL, as soon as the NIL thing even came out, they was like, you know what? We building a building for our student athletes to where they can focus on they branding, their name, their image, their likeness. You know what I'm saying? Clemson was the first team to do that, I think, first or second. But we was a pioneer in that regard. Yeah. And now I think it's good that this House bill is coming through, and now all these teams are going to be able to pay their players straight up.
Yeah.
You know, with university funding, $20.5 million. Now I think it's good that Dabo's coming out and saying we're gonna utilize that money.
Yeah, 100%.
Actually, we're gonna utilize that money, and I think you gotta, like you said, you gotta do it. You gotta pay these recruits. You gotta let them know, like, hey, man, as soon as you get on Clemson's campus, 250,
yeah, straight up, 250, straight up,
coming to you, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, we flipped somebody earlier today.
Yeah, I
don't know what they gave him, but he was just a 3-star, but still. You know, look, man, $150K for you, bro. 250,000. What you need? You need a, you know what I'm saying? I see you looking over at that car. You need that? Here go $100K for you, bro. Just sign the Clemson. That's what you got to do, man.
You gotta for that bag, man.
Yeah, you got to pay these guys. And then for your current players, go ahead and drop that bag on it too, because a lot of them really deserve it. I'm not even gonna lie, for putting up with the mess that they done had to put up with this year.
Yeah,
a lot of them boys deserve it.
Yeah, I agree, man. I'm 100% with you, bro. I think for me, that's all I want to see. I want to see is Dabo gonna actually evolve, and that's all I've been saying, because I know the dude is a good coach. Like people always be like, "Hey, man, why you so down on Dabo?" And I'm like, bro, it's because he's not trying to change. I know he can coach. Like I know he ain't no sorry dude. He don't want 2 national championships. You ain't win no 2 national championships and you a sorry coach. I don't care. Because people keep saying, oh, well, he just had a generational quarterback. You do know recruiting is a part of coaching. So, again, you got to give them credit for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, they came to Clemson because of Dabo Sweeney.
Thank you. Right. You got to give them credit for that. So, again, like, it's not I don't believe in Dabo the coach. I just want him to adjust. He has to adjust. And I think we may be starting to see that now. I would love to see what's going to happen when that portal opens up. And let's see if he does anything there with this newfound money. But we'll see. We'll see. But I would like to see what he does coming up when that portal opens.
For sure.
That's because I think that, again, the portal situation is going to tell me if he's really changed or not. And again, I think a lot of people are saying, like, and I want to get your take on this, and then we'll start moving to the college football playoff talk stuff. Dabo came out yesterday and was like, people don't take joy in winning. We done had 9. He went through his whole little spiel. No, we done had 9 wins the last 14 years. Don't nobody appreciate it. Yeah. He went back on that crap yesterday. And I'm going to ask you first, how do you feel about that? Because I feel like most Clemson fans are not, including me, y'all think I'm like the most, unrealistic expectation Clemson fan on this planet. I don't think nobody's expecting him to win the national championship every year. Like, that's just not realistic. I don't even think most of us are saying get to the Final Four every year anymore.
No.
We just want a spot at the table. But I think most Clemson fans are just saying, hey, bro, just get us to the playoffs. If we get to the playoffs a couple years, then let's try to build up to maybe get into the Final Four. Then let's try to get – nobody is asking him to win a national championship every year. At least I'm not. I think most Clemson fans are just saying, win the ACC, get us there. And we'll be okay with that. Right now,
I
think most people are there, but Dabo's making it seem like that's a crime to have that expectation when he's gotten us to the ACC championship like 9 times out of the last 14 years. So
he the one that set the expectation.
Bingo. Go ahead though.
Yeah, I mean, he the one that set the expectation, bro. I mean, I think I'll just say it from my perspective. I'm not even asking for I'm really not even asking for a guaranteed spot in the playoffs every year. What I'm asking you to do is either A, make it to the ACC championship. Because if you make it to the ACC championship, and let's say like this year we made it and we lost to a SMU, look.
At least I can respect that.
It is what it is, bro.
Yeah,
we at least had a shot, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But if you can't even make it to the ACC championship, like this year, I think it might be a little different too, because suppose we beat South Carolina and we kind of like on the bubble for the playoffs. I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably be okay. You know what I'm saying? Because
I think I'm gonna be honest. I think Clemson should be a top 12 team every year, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think they should be a top 12 team every year. If they're not in the top 12, then I'm like, that's kind of a failure. I'm not gonna lie.
But somebody got to get left out.
I get that though, but that's kind of that goes back to my point though. Clemson is supposed to be a top 12 program off what Dabo has built for the last 15 years. They are supposed to be a top 12 program consistently. I don't see how. To me, I'm gonna be honest. As long as they make the playoff, or even with, like you said, like if they can get to Charlotte and lose a little bit more, so now that starts becoming an every year thing. I'm gonna have a problem with that.
Right.
But like I think Dabo is expected, like he's like wanting us to be like, oh, we got 8 wins, we got 9 wins. Let's be appreciative. I'm just not getting behind that when you've built what you've built. Like you're kind of the victim to your own success.
Yep.
A little bit. Yep. And again, I don't think nobody is saying that he's not a good coach. I think people mostly want him to adjust. But to me, like I was saying back to the playoff thing, I think they should be a top 12 program every year, bro.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And especially in the ACC, that's not that good.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna tell you who I'm not gonna sleep on. SMU, man, they might be a problem in the conference for a while. I'm gonna tell you why. SMU got oil money, bro. Them folks out there rich. They got oil money, and they're gonna be able to buy whoever they want on their roster. So I am a little concerned about SMU, like going forward.
They play in the same city as the Cowboys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
I'm a little concerned about SMU going forward. I'm more concerned about them than anybody else in our whole conference. I'm not gonna lie.
They got the thing, and see the thing about SMU is that this was even before, like this right here, what they built. This wasn't based on ACC money, based on ACC recognition. This was SMU before.
Yeah.
All of their primary contributors.
SMU was so rich, they said, bro, we don't even need the ACC money. They didn't even take the ACC. They couldn't even take it. They was like, we'll pay our own way in. And look what the success they're having. I'm telling you, SMU got deep pockets, bro. I'm concerned about them, especially when they start getting the conference money. I'm concerned about SMU, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
The exposure. Because now this year teams are already gonna see, because they in the ACC championship. A lot of these high school recruits, they probably gonna be looking at SMU like, that was their first year in the ACC, and they ran through.
They ran through that thing.
What? And you're gonna be in Texas. You're gonna be in Dallas, no less. That might be all right for some of these recruits, man. They might decide they want to go to Texas. And then on top of that, What does Texas not have that a lot of other ACC schools have?
What's that?
Tax.
Yeah.
They ain't got income tax. Just like
True.
Florida. Like Florida, they ain't got no income tax unless they changed it, but they ain't got no income tax. So I don't know how that affects your funds, but hey, yeah, you gonna be.
SMU is a problem. They're gonna be a problem in this league, bro.
Speaking of SMU, let's go ahead and transition to the playoff talk.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to bring this up because we was on the timeline. We was all talking about it the other day.
Yeah.
Answer this question for me, bro. Does 2 ACC teams get in this year, bro?
I think it's possible. I truly do. I think it's possible. So I think for that to happen. Okay, so for that to happen, I think this is what would have to happen. I do think, to answer your question in the short term, I do think 2 ACC teams get in. But what's going to happen is that SEC bias is going to be coming into play. Because I wonder, let's just use SMU and Miami for an example. Let's say SMU blows Miami out, and now Miami has 2 losses.
Yep.
I have a feeling they're going to put in a 3-loss SEC team. And I'm going to say a controversial take on the SEC. I don't think it's that good this year, to be honest with you. I don't think the SEC is that good this year, but that's another story for another day. But what I will say is I think that they are going to get 2 in, but I think there's some more things that's going to have to happen. I think Tennessee may potentially have to lose to Vandy this week for that to happen. I think that may open up the door for them. For whoever, I think if you get to the ACC championship, especially if it's close, and I hate to say it, okay, let me explain this. I think if Miami wins in a close game against SMU, I think both get in. I think same thing, vice versa. If SMU and Miami play a close game, I think they both get in. Now, I think if Clemson gets in and plays SMU, if Clemson wins, I think SMU and Clemson both get in. And if Clemson loses, I think just SMU gets in. Yeah. I think just SMU. So it's gonna depend on that. So it's several different scenarios.
Yeah.
But I think right now, with so much chaos that has happened in the last couple of weeks, which we're going to get into now, I guess, I think I would say 2 ACC teams deserve to be in because the SEC has just kind of killed each other off, essentially. They did. To me, I feel like there's only 3 teams that are really, I'll just say, I only feel like there's 3 teams that's worthy of the playoffs from the SEC. Texas, Georgia, and I don't trust Tennessee, bro. Texas, I do not trust Tennessee.
But they already in there though.
I know that's why. Yeah, I know, but I don't trust Texas. That's another thing too. There's just not a lot of good teams this year. To me personally, I think there's 2 elite teams: Ohio State and Oregon. That's it. That's the 2 elite teams. Everybody else can be beaten, honestly. But I would probably say at this point, Georgia, Texas. I guess I gotta say Tennessee. They're the only 3 teams I think should get in based off what's going on right now. I feel like if South Carolina blows out Clemson, they might have an argument because they've been hot as fish grease. Now again, their losses kind of look bad right now. Again, LSU, they stink. They barely escaped Bang the other day ago. They should have had another loss on the board. Ole Miss done dropped 3 bad games. And now at this point, Alabama doesn't look that great anymore. They got housed by Oklahoma. Got housed. So, again, the South Carolina loss is what might actually hurt them more than anything on getting in. I think they got to dismantle Clemson to get in. Because I think they barely beat Clemson. I don't know if they get in. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if they get in. I think they got to beat out 10+ points.
Their resume is kind of shaky too, because they barely beat Old Dominion earlier in the year. Bingo. So that's another thing too about them. I think their early season struggles kind of is what's holding them back. But them last 5 games, it's a real conversation to be had. But the reason why I asked that is because I'm really not so sure. I don't know how you leave I don't know how you leave Miami or SMU out when, because if you have, and this is presumably if they both make it to the ACC championship game, so if Miami makes the ACC, but let's say you get there, SMU already punched their ticket, they went undefeated in conference play. I mean, how do you leave that out?
Yeah,
You
I
know
don't think you can leave them out. Yeah.
How do you leave that out? They were the best team in the conference. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much the whole season. They didn't lose to nobody.
Yeah.
And if they get to the championship game, they beat Miami. We already know that they're locked in, and they should be. But then I have to flip and say, okay, well, what about Miami? Yeah, they kind of struggled all throughout the season, but they found a way to win. And as we know about Clemson's past, we kind of did the same thing a couple of times. We always found ways to win. We struggled, but then we found ways. We clawed back. So my question is, to the college football playoff committee, let's say Miami gets to the ACC championship game and they lose to a red hot SMU team.
Yeah.
But you've had Miami ranked in the top 10 literally every week this season, all year long.
Yeah.
How do you leave them all the way out just for losing in the conference championship game when they took care of business pretty much every year or every week except for the Georgia Tech game,
right?
And in the championship game.
Yeah.
So I would, if it was me, I would without a doubt, regardless of what happens, I guess I would probably put them both in.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, and I'm almost of the nature of saying, I think we all agree that the Big 12 is probably the worst Power 4 conference.
They only get one team in.
They only get one team in, and they're going to be the 12th seed, whoever it is, because they don't even have a team ranked in the top 15 right now.
Yeah, they're another conference that's just kind of killing each other off.
Yeah, they literally, especially this past weekend, they
BYU lost, Colorado lost. I mean, it was a mess.
I mean, you at the point now where Arizona State is looking like
Baylor still has a backdoor chance, low key.
Baylor?
Yes. I think they said if Colorado loses this weekend, and Baylor, if Baylor, obviously if they win this weekend, but if Colorado loses, Kansas State loses, and who else was it?
No, it had to be BYU.
BYU, that's who it was. And BYU loses, Baylor could get in and play against. I mean, it's a mess in that conference.
See,
Texas Tech still has an opportunity. I think Texas Tech and Baylor might play each other this week. Yes, bro. A dude explained it earlier on TikTok, bro. Yes. That whole conference is a mess, bro. Like,
that's crazy.
Again, I think, man, it's just, I agree with you, though. Only one Big 12 team's getting in.
Yeah, for
they
sure.
They said right here, 9 teams still have a shot at the Big 12 title. Yeah, I knew I wasn't true.
What?
Yeah. That's right here. Yeah, it's like 9, like the whole conference still got a shot. But I'm going to tell you something right now, man. Listen, don't sleep on Arizona State, man. They getting things going, bro.
Yeah.
And shout out to our guy, AJ. I know he fooled with Arizona State. That Dillingham dude, he got them boys rolling, man.
I think that's probably gonna be your Big 12 shot. Or they're probably gonna be a Big 12 team. But I think that so based on my rankings, and I'll go ahead and read you my rankings. This is what I predict the rankings will look like this week. Okay. So obviously at number 1 it's gonna be Oregon.
Yeah.
Number 2 is gonna be Ohio State.
So hold on, when you read it off, let's just go ahead and name the teams that are a lock. Oregon's a lock regardless. They can lose the next 2 games they're in. They're in regardless. I think Ohio State's a lock too. I think they're in regardless as well. But go ahead.
So Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, probably a lock.
Lock. Texas a lock, yeah.
Penn State, probably a lock.
They're a lock, yeah.
Notre Dame is a lock.
No, 100% a lock.
Yeah, they really ain't got nothing else to play for.
They starters this weekend against SC, and they're a lock.
Yeah.
I think they're regardless of their lock. They're in.
And so now we get into the teams that, okay, we have the question. So so at 6, I got Miami still. I think that's what we're gonna see tonight. 7, I think you're gonna see Georgia.
Yep.
And at 8, you're gonna see Tennessee.
9,
you're gonna see Boise State.
Okay.
And I think at 10, you finally see SMU crack the top 10.
Okay. Yep.
I think 11, they lost, but a lot of teams behind them lost too. Indiana's still gonna be in the mix.
Oh yeah, Indiana. I think they're a lock. I think they're
Yep.
getting in. I think they're getting in regardless.
At this
11
point,
and 1, the only loss to Ohio State. They're not going to get to play in their Big Ten championship. They're in.
who did they play this weekend?
I think they play Purdue, which is probably the worst team.
Right.
That's the worst team in college football, not named Florida State. So they're in. Indiana's in. And all they got to do is win this weekend. They're in.
They're probably in. So and then what I think you're gonna see at 12, 13, and 14, you're gonna see Clemson, you're gonna see South Carolina, and I think you're gonna see Arizona State.
Yeah, I can see that.
And so the bracket after this week, though, what I think the bracket is gonna look like, Oregon's gonna be 1, obviously.
Yep.
Texas is gonna be 2 because they're gonna be your highest ranked SEC. Miami is your highest ranked ACC, so they're gonna be 3rd. Boise State is gonna be your highest ranked other conference, so they're gonna be 4th.
Yep.
And then you got at 5 Ohio State, 6 Penn State, 7 Notre Dame, 8 Georgia, 9 Tennessee, 10 SMU, 11 Indiana, and then 12 because since Arizona State is gonna be a Big 12 champ, that's gonna be Arizona State's spot. And so what I was saying is that essentially what you have is the teams that are fighting for a spot left. Tennessee, even though I think we agree that they're kind of a lock at this point. Yeah, Tennessee's kind of fighting for a spot. Because if they lose to Vanderbilt, you never know. It might get tricky. SMU, SMU and Miami, I think we said we're both kind of locks at this point, but you never know. They might.
I mean, Miami has a tricky game against. They got Syracuse. A tricky game against Syracuse this week. Yeah.
Man. And actually, if they lose that game, they should actually be eliminated because they're not even going to play for the conference.
I agree.
But then after that, you still got Clemson, who is still in play for the ACC or an at-large bid.
Yeah, Indiana might get at-large if things fall the right way.
Yep. Indiana, South Carolina, and then possibly, even though I hope this don't happen, but possibly even Ole Miss, Alabama, and A&M all fighting for 2 spots. So all the teams I just named gonna be fighting for 2 spots.
Yep.
Because everybody else is a lock. So, and the reason why
I honestly think Indiana's a lock, bro. I think he's fighting for 1 spot, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I think he's fighting for 1 spot.
I mean,
I truly believe if this would be the scenario. If Miami loses and Clemson goes to the ACC championship and they beat SMU, I think Clemson's automatically in. I think SMU is still in. Yeah. I think SMU would still be in at that point because their 2 losses would be to a ranked BYU team at the time they played them and a ranked Clemson team. Yeah. I think they would be in. I think that would then take that other spot because SMU would drop down and take that last spot there.
At large bid. Yep.
There you go. That's what I think would be the perfect scenario. Again, this is coming from a Clemson fan, of course. But that's what I think would be the. But I agree with you. If Miami loses this week, which again against a Syracuse team, and I don't understand how Syracuse is not ranked. To be honest, they're really good. Again, if they lose this week, Miami should be out. I don't even think they should be in because 2 unranked losses is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I can't save you on that one, bro.
Yeah. And see, one thing that I think every single team from 9 down, every team, all of those teams need to be afraid of one team, and that's Texas A&M.
Yeah.
And you don't want, and the reason why I say that, you don't want Texas
A&M beats Texas, they get it. They go into Atlanta, right?
They go into Atlanta, and you don't want them to beat Georgia because if they beat Georgia, they took the auto bid
and the final spot. And that final spot probably going to Georgia.
Georgia or Texas.
Or Texas, yeah.
That's what or both. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't want.
I need them to lose, bro. Texas, go ahead and do it to them.
So if you're Tennessee, South Carolina, Clemson, and possibly even
Indiana too, probably.
You're praying that Texas A&M loses this.
Put them out the mix.
Yeah.
Because if they get in and they beat Georgia, it could be a problem.
It's gonna get spooky, bro.
Yes. That's going. You know what, Kev? That's gonna be the way they get 4 SEC teams in there because that's what they want. They want
That's
4
what they want.
SEC teams in there, and they want 4 Big Ten
Big
teams in
10.
there. That's why Dabo said it. Hold on, before we get off, one more thing I gotta say, because I do got one more comment on Dabo. I'm sorry. This thing been bothering me all week. All weekend. You know what I'm about to get at. Now, why the hell that nigga got up there and talking about something? We want to make better fathers. So I'm sorry, bro. Dabo pissed me off with that joke, bro.
Yeah.
I was so pissed, bro. I could not get over that, bro. I'm like, Dabo, really, bro? Like, I love Dabo, but like, come on, bro. Ain't nobody come on here want you to be a pastor, bro. Like, I get it. Yeah, you're a coach. You're supposed to be a mentor, man. I get that.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's not part of your job description. You don't get paid $11 million to make people better fathers, husbands and sons, bro. Like, right. I'm sorry. Like, if that's the case, my dad should be getting 11 million. Like, yeah. Bro, seriously, like, let's stop it, bro. Like, I didn't like that comment. It just came off real loser vibe. I didn't like it, bro. I get that's a part of who he is, and he does want to make people better men. And yeah, that's cool. But you can't go on here and be like, oh, yeah, I really don't care much about winning, but like, as long as I make better fathers and men, and you don't get paid $11 million to do that, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I got to get on my Tyler from Spartanburg bag now. Like, you don't, like, no disrespect, bro. Like, you a legend, you a great coach, but you don't make $11 million a year, bro, to make better people. Like, I'm just being honest.
That would have worked back in like 2010, 2011.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
That was cool. That was cool before championships and before players started getting paid. And it's still cool, but that's not
exactly. Yeah.
That's not I think the thing about Dabo is he kind of sensitive, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
100%.
He kind of sensitive because it seemed like anytime somebody start questioning him, hey Dabo, man, we want better, bro. Can we get back to the championship picture? Well, I mean, we had 10 plus wins in so many seasons. And
every year, bro. He do it every year, bro. Every year.
And the funny thing is, I wanted to bring this up earlier. The funny thing is, bro, a lot of people don't notice or haven't noticed the standard has been changing the last couple of years. Have you seen that?
Yep.
Because at first it was Clemson had 10-win seasons 10 years in a row. Now somehow we on 9-win seasons 14 years in a row. No.
Next is gonna be we gonna have 8 wins.
8 wins. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on now.
That's funny, bro.
Like, no. I'm not. 9 wins is cool, but 9 wins ain't national championship cool.
Bingo.
You know what I'm saying? 10 wins, now you in the mix. All right. Everybody want double-digit wins in college football. That's a huge deal.
Yeah,
that's a big
100%.
deal. But 9 wins, bro, that ain't really moving me, bro. When I think of 9 wins, I think of I think of Miami. You know what I'm saying? A couple of years. I think of North Carolina, Duke last year. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Them, Oklahoma States. You know what I mean? Oklahoma. Like, I think of those kind of mid-tier college football teams, good tier college football teams, but not great tier. Great tier. No, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm getting picky. I need 10 at least. Give me 10. Give me 10. Because now if you get 10, now I know we in the ACC championship picture. I know we in the college football playoff picture, but 9 ain't gonna do it, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think nobody's expecting Clemson to go undefeated. Like, nobody.
No.
Especially nowadays, nobody is expecting that. That's why I get kind of mad when Dabo gets on this whole sensitive trip of, oh, well, we've won 10 games in the last 15 years. Like, bro, don't try to pull that crap, bro. Like, all he's saying is stay on the standard that you made. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, nobody is saying, go win a national championship every year. I don't think no Clemson fan is asking for that anymore. Like, we just like, bro, we just want a seat at the table, bro. And I don't feel like that's crazy to ask, bro.
That's it.
We want to be in the conversation when it's December the 5th. We want to be in the conversation like, okay, Clemson got a chance to get in. They're going to do it. Like, we want that. Yeah. We're not asking to win a national championship every year, I don't think.
Going undefeated these days is extremely unrealistic. It's extremely unrealistic. And the thing is, I'm almost at the point to say where you might not even want to go undefeated.
You probably don't.
Because now you gassed, the wheels is falling off, your motivation ain't quite there. You're not as hungry. See, everybody get hungry after a loss. Yeah. Everybody do. So it's kind of like at this point we've seen 4 teams go undefeated and win a championship in the college football playoff. Clemson, LSU, Georgia, and Michigan, I think is the 4.
That's the 4.
You know what I'm saying? That's it, bro. And the college football playoff been around 10 years.
Yep.
And now we, in the 12-team playoff, we only got this year. The only team that has a shot is Oregon. And I don't know about you, but Oregon been Oregon for the last umpteen years. I don't know, bro.
We know how they get when they get to big stage.
Right. When it's time, when it's time to get active, we know how Oregon get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it would, it would be cool for them, and because that was the first 14 playoff championship game was Oregon Ohio State. Mm-hmm. So it would be cool to see it again in the first 12-team national championship. It kind of would be. But
I agree.
They actually about to announce the rankings here soon. So you want to just stay on and
let's just stay on then for the last, and we're gonna wrap it up here. I guess whenever the rankings end, so in the next 5 to 10 minutes. But yeah, I agree, man. I just I think we're kind of at a point now, man. I just feel like the standard is set to what it is. He set the standard, and again, I think most fans just want to be able to say, "Hey, we just want to be in the mix, bro. We just want to be in the mix. We don't want to become Nebraska. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to become one of those has-been teams. I think that's what most Clemson fans are asking for. I don't think nobody's really asking, can we win national championships every year? We just don't want to be Nebraska. Like, we don't want to become that. And I think that's what Dabo has to realize. Let's read off some of these comments too throughout the show. Appreciate y'all love and support too. Y'all been active. We got 269 people in here, so y'all going crazy tonight. This comes from Live from Carolina. No team can have those expectations now with these playoffs and NIL portal, not like it was 70 years ago when Clemson and Bama was rolling. I 100% agree. Justin said, a good thing is that the playoffs don't start a whole month after the regular season like it has for the last 10 years. That's true. I was wondering about that this morning. The playoffs start the week after the conference championship game, don't it?
I think it's like a 2-week layoff still.
Okay, it might be still a 2-week layoff.
Because conference championship first week in December. I think the playoffs start. You know what, T? You might be right. They start.
I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know. You're right. It says nope. 2 weeks. The Army Navy game has its own week, so it's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Shout out to Justin for the comment. Let's read some of these other comments here. LOL, if that happens, all 3 teams are getting in. Texas A&M, and Georgia. I think he was talking about our doomsday scenario, where if A&M wins and then wins the SEC, I think 4 teams get in. I think Texas A&M, Texas, Georgia, and Tennessee get in if that's the case. I think all 4 teams will get in that scenario.
Because Tennessee would still be ranked like number 8 or something like that.
Bingo.
You can't leave them out.
Justin talked about, that's when we was talking about the Big 12. Justin said we got 9 teams that still have a shot at the Big 12 title. Again, that conference is a mess. He said 6 out of the 9 teams left have 3 or more losses. So that's going to be an absolute mess, man. And yeah, so I don't have a TV in front of me, Cam. So you're going to kind of have to tell me, who's getting picked and where at. Mainly, I want to see that top 15 area. Because that's what's going to tell me everything I need to know. That top 15 area is going to tell me everything.
It's going to start soon. This basketball game is still happening right now, but they say it's coming up in the ESPN app.
Okay.
So hold on. See if I can find it. But yeah, T, give me your predictions for tonight, man. What you think you're going to see?
So at 1, I think we all know Oregon's going to be there. I think at number 2, you're going to have Ohio State. I think at number 3, you're going to have – who did you have at 3?
Texas.
Oh, yeah, Texas. They'll be there at 3. At 4, I guess this is where you got to put the group of 5 team, right? They will be the 4th spot.
Oh, right? No. So you saying are
we doing the bracket or like just my top 12 teams essentially?
Just your top 12, because if you had a bracket, because Ohio State wouldn't be number 2.
They wouldn't be number 2. Okay, got you.
Yeah.
So so then at 4, so I got Oregon at 1, Ohio State at 2, Texas at 3, at 4. goodness. Who did you have at 4?
Shoot, who did, I think I had Penn State. I think.
Oh yeah, Penn State will be at 4. At 5, I think I would probably have. I think I still got to put Georgia up there, low key.
Yeah.
Yeah, Georgia at 5. At 6, I think I would probably put. Man, who would I put at 6? Who did you have at 6?
So at 5 I had Notre Dame, and at 6
Oh,
I had
Notre Dame at 5 actually, and then at 6
put
who
Georgia.
did I just say? Georgia. Yeah, I put Notre Dame, and I'm not gonna lie. Let's talk about that while we got a little bit of time.
Okay.
I hate to say it, bro. I kind of think we got to start putting a little bit of respect on Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. I know a lot of people don't like Notre Dame, and I know that Northern Illinois loss looks terrible. But Cam, if you go look at every game since that game, they have swiped the slates clean of everybody else. I mean, they devoured them. Like, yeah, they playing a bunch of nobodies, but they're blowing them out like they're nobodies. And I think we got to give them credit for doing that. They're blowing these teams the heck out, bro, like badly. And I think we got to give that credit. So I think Notre Dame need to get a little bit more. Now, again, are they going to win a national championship? No, not really. But can they make a little run or something? I think they can. And obviously, the way it's looking, they're going to have a home game. They're going to have a home playoff game because they're probably going to be the 5th seed. Because they can't get in the top 4 because they're not in the conference. So,
you think they'll ever do that? You think they'll ever get into a conference?
That's a good question. I think Notre Dame is so like stuck on nostalgia and we're by ourselves and we don't need nobody and we got our own TV deal. I don't know if they would really. I don't know. I don't know if they would do it.
Because my thing is, bro, you remember the year that the COVID year, they joined the ACC for that 1 year,
that one season,
and they played in the conference championship literally right then and there. And it's like you could have this, you could pretty much have this every year, bro. Think about that. An SMU Notre Dame conference championship,
pretty good, bro.
That would have been great.
Would have been a pretty good game. Not gonna lie.
What I'm saying? Like that would have been crazy for the like. Think about what you can add to the brand just saying that you have conference championships.
Yeah,
you ain't even because at this point your brand ain't even known for national championships. No
right? More. Yeah, I mean they haven't won one in what, like 30 years,
something like
it's
that.
Been before I was born, I don't think they won a national championship since I was born.
See, that's what I'm saying. So like you can't even say that your brand. You can't even really say that your brand is all like that. The only thing keeping your brand afloat is that NBC deal and your donors. That's it.
So Notre Dame has not won a national title. Let me scroll down a little bit here. Hold on. So yeah, they haven't won a national title since 1988. Technically, they haven't won a title since 1988, bro.
That was 10 years before I was born, bro. Be for real, Notre Dame.
So they're not really. That's what I'm saying. Most of their titles is in the Stone Ages, and I don't really count those unclaimed national titles. No, it need to be claimed.
Right.
So I don't do that.
Really, they haven't even played in a national championship game before because those were just
they played a national championship game. You remember when they had the Manti Te'o situation going on? They had that was 2012.
Yeah, that's right.
That was 2012.
Did. That's right. Yep, they got blued out.
That was the time they played. But besides that, they ain't played national championship game either.
I forgot about that. Yep, that's
they
right.
They had the Manti Te'o situation, and they got boat raced by Alabama.
Yeah.
And see, my thing with Notre Dame, they got a similar problem to like Georgia Tech, all these smart schools, like these super smart schools, and they kind of recruit a bunch of like good kids too. And I think that's part of their problem. Like, yeah, they're a universal brand, like. Everybody knows Notre Dame football. Like, that's just what it is. But I think because they kind of go after, they're kind of like Clemson. They kind of go after like a certain player. If you get what I'm getting at, too many two-parent household players essentially is what I'm trying to say. I just don't think they'll ever compete. I don't think they'll ever compete on a national championship level, bro. Like, I don't think anymore they will. Like 30 years ago, you could get away with that. 20 years ago, even, you probably could get away with that. Now it's not going to happen. You need a couple street guys in there, bro. Like you just do, bro. On every team, you need a couple. I'm not saying a whole team full. I'm not saying go full, convicts. I ain't saying that. but you need like maybe like 10 guys, maybe 6 to 10 guys that are a little bit, you know what I'm saying, edgy. And I don't think that Notre Dame has that at all. In my personal opinion.
Do you have you got the ESPN app on you?
I sure do. What can I help you with?
Go ahead and boot that up because they saying that's where the rankings gonna be shown.
Oh, the actual ESPN app or like the
Yeah.
I have the website, but I don't have the app up.
Yeah, I got the app too, but I ain't got it. My phone about to die.
All right, let me pull it up on my phone. Hold on real quick. I got my phone right here. Let me pull it up. So they said they're releasing it on the app.
That's what they claim. It said coming up next, the CFP ranking show also available on the ESPN app. Because this game was supposed to end at 8:05, but freaking basketball, bro, they like to drag out the last couple of minutes, and they still, they talking about the play of the game now, but matter of fact, who winning this? This is Memphis, Michigan State. This was supposed to be a good game. They've been talking about this one all week. It's the Maui Invitational. I think they just
waiting for this. Left in the game.
Hold on, I'm about to see. They showing highlights right now.
Oh, we got some breaking news, low key.
320.
We got some breaking news, low key. So Georgia defensive coordinator Glenn Schumann has been linked to the North Carolina job. So I don't know.
Who was that? What were you telling me? Were you talking about Clemson when you said somebody?
I was saying I wouldn't mind Schumann if Dabo like retired, and they're saying North Carolina could be linked to him, and that could be a problem. That could be an issue.
Bro, Memphis college basketball, so they beat UConn on Sunday.
UConn's basketball team stinks. They lost to Colorado today too.
Really?
UConn low-key done fell off a little bit. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Well, Memphis beat them, and they about to beat Michigan State right now. As soon as this game, man, they trying to dribble out the clock, but they got some tall dudes too. Man, they whole team about 6'5" and up. Unless Michigan State just short, but yeah, they Glenn Schumann, man.
Yeah, that'll be a nice hire for them. If they do that, that could be a problem. That's the type of hire I'm talking about. They get Glenn Schumann because he can recruit too.
How old is he?
Glenn Schumann's got to be low 40s, late 30s. I'm thinking he's a young dude. Glenn Schumann. Hold on, real quick. We trying to stall a little bit, chat, and get the rankings up, but
yeah, y'all bear with us for a little bit. Hey, matter of fact, chat. Ask us some questions.
He's real young, dude. He ain't nothing but like 5 years older than me. He's 34.
Oh yeah, bro.
His birthday is the day after mine. Yeah, he's real young. I didn't know certain people don't age with.
Yeah,
I thought he was like older. I thought he was like 40s, but yeah, he's only 34.
34? Nah, ain't no way.
Super young.
Chat, ask us some questions, man. Let's hear what y'all.
Yeah, we trying to stall a little bit, chat, because we trying to. You feel me? We trying to stall a little bit. So y'all ask us some questions. Denzel said, if North Carolina get him, you best believe the recruiting class will be crazy. And 100%. They get Glenn Schumann. Yeah, that's gonna be an issue. That's gonna be an issue. Because that man can recruit, and he's a good developer too. I know Georgia's defense is having a little bit of a rough year this year, but overall, he's done a really good job. So if North Carolina gets him, man, whoo.
Hey, gang,
problem?
What's we ain't did this in a while, bro. Give me your top 5 Thanksgiving foods, bro.
Okay, yeah, that's a good topic. Top 5 Thanksgiving foods. I'm not gonna go in no particular order. You feel me? But I obviously, I know a lot of people don't like pork. I love ham. So ham is immediately on my plate. It's going to be on my plate Thursday regardless. So ham is up there for me. Probably number 1, mac and cheese. I mean, you can't go wrong with the GOAT. Mac and cheese has got to be up there for me. Then also as well, hold on, Cam, you shaking your head like you got a problem with mac and cheese, brother.
No. I'm watching the game. No, sir. You're not taking my card. No, sir.
Yeah, I'm about to say, so mac and cheese will be up there for me. I would have that ham. I'm gonna go ahead and say like like those little Hawaiian rolls, like the Hawaiian.
Yeah, sweet Hawaiian rolls.
Yeah, like I know that's not really considered like a Thanksgiving thing. I don't know if it is or not. I think some people consider it more Christmas, but I love them. I would put them up there. I would also say, like, I'm not big on turkey like that, like everybody else is. Like, I don't think we're doing turkey this year, actually, for Thanksgiving. So I'm actually gonna probably say like I feel like I gotta say like chicken. I would probably put that up there. And then at 5, what would I put 5, bro? What would I put 5? At 5, I would put. Dang, what would I put at 5, man? I know what I put at 5. Dressing. Dressing would go at 5 for sure. I like dressing. Now I know a lot of people don't. I do though.
Yeah. Nah, it ain't for me. I ain't even gonna cap with you. It ain't for me.
You don't like dressing like that, bro?
Nah, dressing, stuffing, whatever you want to call it. I can't do it.
No.
Bro. Yeah, it's not for me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No.
I know some people that be sitting to the side. Nah, I ain't never been a fan of it, man. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. It just don't hit for me, bro. It just don't hit for me. But my top 5.
Nah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Uh-oh.
Huh?
Uh-oh.
What? Did I lose T? Gang, y'all there?
I think you might have did. Hold on. Can you hear me, bro?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. You lagging, but I can hear you though. Gang, we can hear you. Yeah, they say you froze, so it's just you. Let me get my top 5 while we waiting on you. Go ahead and get your thing together.
Hey, can you hear me, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. But go ahead though. Get your top 5.
Yeah, go ahead. Get yourself situated. I'm gonna get my top 5. So, gang, my top 5 is so turkey for me is number 1.
All right, go ahead.
I don't do dry turkey, but if that thing juicy, woo, if that thing juicy, boy. And I don't eat ham, so y'all know I don't eat pork or beef or nothing like that. So I don't do ham no more. But I used to love hams. But turkey number 1. Number 2 is gonna have to be mac and cheese, bro. Me and mac and cheese, man, we got a, like Kendrick said, we got a complicated relationship, bro. It's just, me and mac and cheese, man, we go way, way, way back. I usually cut a corner. I'm talking a block of the mac and cheese for myself. So that's number 2. Number 3, he didn't say this, but my family, we do rice and gravy. I love rice and gravy. I love it. So that's, and the gravy that they make, I don't know, it's like this yellow gravy. It's got like eggs or something in it. I really don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you, but I love it, whatever it is. So I'm looking forward to making me a plate of that. Number 4, what do I like, man? What is it? What have y'all said? Cornbread is really good, JR. I do like cornbread. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna have to say I like cornbread. I'm gonna have to put that up in there too. What else have y'all said? Collard greens. Yeah, collard greens straight. Shoot, is collard greens in there, bro? Yeah, the cornbread got to be sweet. Yeah, it can't just be no dry cornbread, bro. Corn muffins is cool too. I know sometimes we do corn muffins, cornbread, anything like that. Number 5, bro. I feel like I'm missing something. I was gonna say something. Oh, yams, bro. Don't we do yams for Thanksgiving? Yams, bro. Can I get to the yams? Sweet yams. Gotta be, bro. We gotta do the yams, man. So that's probably my top 5. And then I'm not really a big dessert person. So I don't really do banana pudding. Somebody said sweet potato pie. I don't know if I've ever had sweet potato pie. I'm not even gonna lie. Because I'm not really a pie person, to be honest with you. But so, and T said he'll be right back, y'all. So I can't really say sweet potato pie in mine, but like my grandma, she made chocolate cake. She makes some of the best chocolate cake, and I love it. So that would probably be my favorite dessert. that we usually do about around Thanksgiving. I don't know if she's gonna do it this time. She ain't did it the last couple times, but I hope she do. I really do. But yeah, that's pretty much it though. I mean, that's kind of.
Hey Cam, am I still glitching up?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna come back. Go ahead with your food stuff. My bad.
You sound better though. You hold on. You might be back. You might be back. Oh no, we lost some game.
Can you hear me? Am I clear or is it still going?
I can hear you. You sound clear. We just can't see you. I think it's a delay.
I don't know what's
too.
going on. There's something going on with my Wi-Fi, bro. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it probably is.
But I can.
I'm gonna close it down and then come back. Go ahead though.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a delay, but Malik, man, I'm with you too, man. That cheesecake, bro. You know what? I started making my own cheesecake. All right, and it's no bake cheesecake. You don't have to put it in the oven. All you do is just put it together and sit it in the fridge for a couple of hours, and it's ready. And I made a few kinds before. I like the first kind I ever made was like Biscoff cheesecake. That was probably arguably the best one, maybe. It turned out to be really good. You just got to make sure that you don't put, because I don't like a whole lot of layer on mine. I don't really like mine super thick unless it's just immaculate. So you just got to be careful when you make it. But yeah, I do like no bake cheesecake. So I make Biscoff cheesecake or like an Oreo cheesecake, which I love Oreos, so that's really easy. But yeah, AB, I don't eat sweet potato pie, man. I never have, bro. Never have. I might, if we have it this weekend, I might try it. But like I said, we see my family, well, let me not say that, but we don't do, I don't think they do a whole lot of sweets. Not anymore, at least. They trying to do better, you know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to eat better. But yeah, if I get my hands on something, I'll try it and see. But I've always preferred like apple pie, peach cobbler. You know what I'm saying? If I was gonna do a pie, but nothing. I don't do like sweet potato pie. I don't do pecan pie. I don't do none of that. I'll do like a blackberry or a blueberry. Or a cherry. Yeah, don't put that on me, bro. I'll probably eat that whole thing. I'm not gonna lie. I'll do that, but nah, anything else. Tell them Thanksgiving is a cheat day. It is. But see, listen, man. My community, man, we can't afford too many cheat days. I'm not gonna lie. And the way some of us be eating on Thanksgiving, they probably take a year off our lives, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So we just gotta do better. That's all it is. Just eat a little bit healthier or eat smaller portions or something. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, I hope they got that chocolate cake, bro. That's on my mind right now. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. And we still waiting on T to come back. But right now I'm watching this game. There's only like 20-something seconds left. It's Memphis, Michigan State. It's on the same channel as the college football playoff ranking show. So we just waiting for the game to end. They keep calling timeouts. Y'all know how college basketball is. But we just waiting on that to end. And I'm sure the rankings will start rolling in almost immediately. But what are some of y'all predictions for the night? For the rankings? What y'all think we're gonna see? Because I wouldn't be surprised. Me and T talked about it. I wouldn't be surprised if you seen both Clemson and South Carolina in the top 15, top 14. And when it comes to the bracket, don't be surprised if you see Arizona State sitting at that 12th spot, because they will be your highest ranked Big 12 team this weekend. So actually, they will be in that 12th spot.
Hey Cam, can you hear me?
Yeah, you back, bro.
Okay, is it no glitching?
Nah, you better know.
Okay, good. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. I had some technical difficulties. My bad.
You good? The game,
yeah, man. Have the rankings came out yet?
The game still ain't over. It's almost
So the
over
rankings
though.
still ain't came out?
The show don't start until the game over. That's the sad part. So they just waiting on, but they keep, you know how they do college basketball, bro. The last 20 seconds really be about 3 or 4 minutes. Because everybody trying to foul. It's a 6-point game for Michigan State. Got to get the ball back twice.
Oh goodness. Yeah, my bad, y'all. The stream went bad for a little minute, but we barack though. But yeah, as far as Thanksgiving food, yeah, I pretty much, I don't know if y'all heard me if I was going in and out at that time. But ham, chicken, mac and cheese. What else I put up there? I'm trying to think of what else I put up there that I said.
You said,
well, let me ask you a question actually. What Thanksgiving food you don't like? Why? What's something that you don't like? You not rocking with it?
So I was just telling them I was just telling them I don't really care for dressing or sweet potato
dressing.
pie.
That's what you were saying before.
Yeah.
Before when dressing was one of my, I like dressing too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't like yams like that. I don't like yams like that. I'm kind of good. Anything cranberry, I'm good on. Potato salad, I'm good on.
No.
I'm good on all that stuff. Like,
just load my plate up with this. Usually, so when I make my plate, this usually what's gonna be on it. It's gonna be turkey.
Yeah.
It's gonna be mac and cheese. It's gonna be rice and gravy. It's gonna be collard greens. It's gonna be yams, and it's gonna be some of that cornbread.
Oh yeah, cornbread. I should have put that on my list actually.
Yeah, cornbread. That's what's gonna be on my plate, and then on my what's it called? On my when I go back for dessert, it's gonna be chocolate cake or either apple pie, blueberry pie, a pie like that, something like that.
Let me ask you a question. What's your thoughts on red velvet? What's your thoughts?
Not for me. Not for me.
No, Cam.
Yeah.
Really?
It's the icing, bro. I don't really care for the icing. I like the thing is, bro, the only thing I really like cake wise is anything chocolate cake. That's it though. I don't eat no kind
of red velvet is kind of a form of chocolate though.
The red velvet part is, but the icing isn't. That's the
okay, so the icing is what you're not rocking with.
Yeah, it's the icing for me. Okay. Yeah. Because red velvet is just chocolate cake with red food coloring, pretty much.
Right, exactly. That's why I was like, hold on, how you not like red velvet?
Yeah. Nah, it's the icing for me, bro. It's the yeah, I can't do that. But like a chocolate, I love chocolate cake, man. Chocolate fudge cake, the chocolate cake with the yellow, I think they call it devil's cake or something like that. Okay. Or devil's food. Chocolate cake with the yellow. I eat any of that. Okay, here go the rankings now.
Okay, rankings coming on now.
Let's see what they talking about. They still doing the build up and everything.
Oh God, just get to the point.
But yeah. Hey gang, we appreciate y'all for staying up with us this late.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was about to say appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we know it's a long one. It was supposed to start at 8, but Memphis and Michigan State decided they want to play for another 20 extra minutes. So,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Next week's pod is probably gonna be a long one too. Probably.
Yeah, because it's
next games and really playoff stuff. It's gonna be probably the next 2 weeks are probably gonna be long ones. To be honest with you, hopefully not this long. We really would have been done an hour and 30, but we waited on all this to happen. Yeah.
So. Like they were saying, yellow cake with chocolate icing is low-key underrated. That's my number one.
Yeah, that is yellow cake with that is good. I'm not gonna lie.
That's my number one. That's what when I say chocolate cake, that's what I'm talking about. The yellow cake with icing. Chocolate.
That is good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep. And then the devil's food cake is insane as well. I love it. Anything, like I said, anything chocolate. Chocolate, I guess I should really say chocolate icing.
Yeah, chocolate icing. So you more so into the icing than the cake, then. So essentially, kind of what I'm getting.
I think the icing makes the cake for me because, Because when it comes to cake, like even like just birthday cakes, if the icing, if it's not the whipped
Yeah,
icing,
I agree. Yeah, see, I like whipped icing on birthday cakes. See,
yep.
I don't get like a chocolate chip cookie cake. I know that sounds like a 5-year-old kid, but I like chocolate
No, I mean,
chips.
you
So
like it
I
too
don't I
much.
don't really like. I'm gonna be honest. It's probably an unpopular food take. I don't really care for birthday cakes like that. Like
No.
personally,
Mm-mm.
like just give me a chocolate cake and I'm good. Like a chocolate chip cookie cake and I'm good because I love chocolate chip.
Right.
So I'm kind of good with that, honestly.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I
And
mean,
shout out to y'all, man, too, before we keep going. 283 people are in here right now, Cam. Y'all
so we
went
got
crazy
more.
tonight.
We got more than what we had when we started.
Yeah. Shout out to
Shoot.
y'all, man. Y'all going crazy tonight. Y'all been in the comment section active. We appreciate y'all. And
Yep.
next week gonna be a really good episode too, man. Before the rankings come out, I'm gonna go ahead and do the wrap up. So once the rankings come, we can kind of just give our initial thoughts and shut it down. Appreciate y'all for everything. Please subscribe to all the podcast pages on TikTok, Instagram. We about to get back active on social media. I promise y'all, for real, for real. After Thanksgiving, I'm back full and fledged, posting on TikTok, posting on everything essentially. So we're gonna be back probably next week, starting next week. So we're gonna be back posting videos and stuff like that and giving y'all more content. But just appreciate y'all's love and support. That's all I had to say. Cam, go back to it. My bad.
Yeah. No, you good, bro. Like you said, thank y'all for the love and support, man. We gonna be here each and every week. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Whoa.
What we
Number
got?
25, Colorado.
So Colorado drops all the way to 25.
They dropped far.
They're
Whoa.
cooked. They're cooked. They're cooked. Colorado's
Number,
cooked. They're done.
number
They're
24.
done. They're done.
Number 24, Kansas State. What?
Yeah, Colorado's cooked. They're not getting to a playoff. They need too much stuff to happen, so they're done, essentially.
23, Illinois.
Colorado all the way down
God,
to 25.
they dropped 9 spots.
Yeah, I mean, Kansas has been doing it. That's rough. Yeah, they're cooked.
UNLV 22. Oh my God.
Colorado at 25 is crazy because Kansas has been doing that to teams lately, like knocking them out.
21 is Missouri.
Okay. How are they still ranked? How is Missouri still ranked?
I don't know. Number 20.
I would put Colorado over them.
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised Colorado dropped that far.
25 is a little egregious.
Number 20 is Texas A&M. They dropped 5 spots. Oh, they bold this week. I'm not gonna lie, they bold this week because they dropping teams far. Woo! BYU dropped far, 19.
Goodness, and they were at like 10 or something like that, right?
They was at 14.
So they dropped 5 spots.
Both of these teams dropped 5 spots. Why did Colorado have to drop so far?
Yeah, they did Colorado low-key.
That's a little foul. I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe like 21, 22, but 25 is crazy.
Iowa State is at number 4. So
Colorado State's at number 4.
19 or 18, excuse me.
Iowa State is at 18. Didn't they just lose too?
Yeah, Iowa State is at 18. Well, they went up 4 spots.
Didn't they just lose?
Tulane went up 3 spots to 17.
Hold on. Didn't they just lose?
Iowa State, no, they won this weekend. They 9-2.
Oh, it's BYU that just lost. That I'm thinking about.
Oh, whoa! Arizona State 16. So don't tell me this, bruh. No, bruh. Arizona State went up 5 spots. No.
What you think is happening?
No. Number 15, South Carolina. No. Bruh, you already know.
So what that means?
That means Ole Miss and Alabama still up here, bro.
Oh, shoot. Oh, they got them. Oh, yeah, South Carolina's done. They're cooked. If they rank them, they're cooked, bro.
They're cooked. Okay.
Yeah, there's no way they're jumping in the top 12. They're cooked. I think even with a win over us, they're probably not getting in still.
Okay, so 14, Ole Miss. That's some bull.
Where's Bama? So Bama still has a shot.
So Bama gotta be 13.
13.
12 or 13. I bet you.
Oh no, this is.
I bet you at 13. Who at 13? Let's see. I'm gonna be so pissed off, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
If they got Bama above Clemson, I'm gonna be like, bro, come on, bro. Who's at 13? I gotta see this.
It's Alabama. It's Alabama.
Okay. That's
Oh my
crazy.
God, bro.
I guess they're judging South Carolina because they lost to
Both of them.
Both of them. Yeah.
That ain't.
I wonder, can they jump if they get a win though? Because
they have to.
They have to. They would have to.
Because they're gonna beat a top 12 team versus Alabama's playing.
So that's almost official. Clemson, South Carolina's a play-in game.
So Ole Miss really has to. Ole Miss is out. They have to be, because there's no way in the world.
Yeah, Ole Miss is
jump up. They can jump up
from. I think Alabama low key is still alive. As crazy as that sounds,
they are. They are.
Yeah, they still have a chance, bro.
Based on this right here, okay, Clemson is at 12. We jumped up 5 spots for beating the Citadel. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really agree with that either.
Well, actually, I do agree, but I think that South Carolina should be up there.
Yeah, South Carolina should be at 13.
I think Arizona State should be at 14. I would have had SC and then Arizona State. I would have had Alabama and Ole Miss out the mix completely, because you can't get rewarded for beating an Auburn team. And then Ole Miss definitely shouldn't get rewarded for beating a terrible Mississippi State.
No.
That's crazy. But this is great news for Clemson, because if you win, you're in. T, if you win, you win. If you at 12, if you win, you're in. The only thing, you just have to hope that somebody ahead of you loses, essentially. Boise State is at 11. But see, T, this is good news for Clemson. Should be seeing this right now, T, and they should be like, oh, if we win this game,
I think they're in.
The only other thing is we need somebody ahead of us to lose.
I think that the team you got to be banking on losing is Tennessee. You need Vanderbilt to do that. You need Vanderbilt to knock off Tennessee. Tennessee got to get out the way.
That would be nice if Vanderbilt.
Knocks off Tennessee this weekend. Clemson needs to be rooting for Syracuse, and they need to root for Vanderbilt. Those are the two teams you need to be rooting for. Actually, besides yourself and winning the game.
Actually, T, I'm gonna say something that I'm gonna contradict myself. I'm gonna say something really hypocritical.
Yeah.
So Indiana's at 10, but
they're locked. They're not going.
They're in. Yeah,
they're in. Yeah.
They're in. But I'm gonna say something very hypocritical.
Yeah.
That I don't like, but I almost had to say it. Clemson, honestly, what they better be banking on is that they kind of don't need to make the ACC championship, because if
that's what I was trying to tell you, they don't really need to go. They might have if Vanderbilt beats Tennessee, they don't need to go to the championship.
They don't need to, because if you're
I would rather just sit there. We're going to be at 11, going to play like Penn State or something like that in Nappy Valley, and I'll be fine with that.
And look at this. So SMU is at 9. They jumped up 4 spots. Good for them.
Good for SMU. Absolutely. I think at this point, I'm kind of with you, Cam. I think what Clemson has to do to get in is that they have to absolutely beat the brakes off of. They need to beat South Carolina by at least 10 points, at least minimum.
Yeah.
And I think Vanderbilt has to knock off Tennessee. If that happens, it might not matter what Miami does. You're going to be good. You actually probably want them to win at that point.
Yeah, you want them to win. Yeah.
So Tennessee, you can just sit back and chill and say, "Oh, we still want to the playoffs probably."
Yeah.
Regardless.
Tennessee is at 8.
You need Vanderbilt. You need Vanderbilt to knock them off.
And then Georgia is at 7. We already know. So everybody up. Everybody.
Hold on. Up what if Georgia Tech do the unthinkable?
Hey. No, I mean.
No, it wouldn't matter because Georgia already in the SEC championship. Yep, ain't going to matter.
That's true.
Damn. God, no. Yeah, we need Vandy. We need Vandy. Vandy got to come.
But the thing is, Tito, look at. So you need Vandy. Or this is what you need. You need Vanderbilt, or you need everybody above SMU to win out.
Yeah.
And SMU, they're not going to lose out, but you need them to lose that Miami game. Miami is at 6. So at this point, Miami's pretty much locked in.
Locked. I think they're locked. I think if they lose this weekend, they're out. But if they get through this weekend and then lose an ACC, I think they're still in.
They're in. Yeah. They got to.
They just got to get through this game right here against Syracuse, and they're in regardless.
Pretty much. Yep. They beat Syracuse, they're in. So that's all you worry about. Yeah. And then at that point, you got to hope that Miami really wants that ACC championship game and beat SMU, because then you might be able to get an SMU get kicked out, which I wouldn't agree with, but it's better for Clemson.
I think at this point it's a play-in game in Clemson this weekend, bro. It's a play-in game essentially. I think whoever wins that game is gonna get that last spot. I do.
Notre Dame is at 5,
which we said.
Yeah,
and then we're guessing 4 is gonna be the 4 we said.
Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State, Oregon,
then,
Ohio State, Texas.
Oh yeah.
So,
dang. But see, so we really need to hope that so 4 is Penn State. So the top 3 should remain the same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll see if they Texas at 3. We'll see what happens at 2. They might slide. It'd be crazy if they slip. Nah, they can't do that because Oregon beat Ohio State earlier this year. Yeah.
Right.
So Ohio State is at 2, Oregon's at 1.
Yep.
So those 5 teams. So this is the bracket now. So the first team out is Clemson because we're at 12. Yeah. And see, in the 12-team playoff, you really need to be top 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first team out is Clemson. Second team out is Alabama. I disagree with that.
Yeah.
Alabama should be out.
It should be South Carolina there. Personally.
It should be South Carolina there, gang. I mean, it's really.
I still think the South Carolina. I don't know. Now I'm thinking even if they beat Clemson, they might only move them up to like 12, which would essentially leave them out. Still,
they would be the first team out. Actually, it really wouldn't even be that way because Alabama and Ole Miss are not losing this weekend.
Yeah.
Well, Alabama could, but Ole Miss ain't losing this weekend.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at this. So
I don't know, man. I don't know. But what I can tell you is I think the Clemson South Carolina game just got even bigger on the magnitude scale of this is essentially a play-in game, bro. It's a play-in.
And the thing is, bro, it's bigger. Now it's bigger for both teams because Clemson, now for a fact that it's pretty much a play-in game.
Yeah.
But for South Carolina, you feel slighted.
Yeah.
If I'm South Carolina, I'm pissed.
Because I think if Clemson wins, if they're already, I think if Clemson wins, they're in. Even if they don't make it to the ACC championship, I think they're in.
If they win, yeah.
Yeah, if they beat South Carolina.
But you gotta hope. You gotta hope. Somebody ahead gotta lose though.
Gotta lose.
But you'll see. Actually, T, you know what? This is actually our best case scenario. Yeah, I got one for you, T.
Yep.
Best case scenario for Clemson. Truly. Oh man, I don't know. Best case scenario for Clemson. No.
Talk Texas, me through it, bro.
I was gonna say Texas, Georgia, SEC championship game. Texas beat Georgia, but what they're probably gonna do is they're probably gonna say it cancels out because Georgia beat Texas earlier this year.
Yeah, because Georgia beat.
But do you put a 3-loss Georgia team in there? They probably will.
Clemson. They beat Clemson. Oh yeah, that's the issue, bro. That's the issue.
So actually, the best case scenario would be for either Tennessee or SMU to lose, or by the grace of God, Purdue.
Get Indiana out of here.
Yeah. If Purdue gets Indiana, but no, we need Vanderbilt to beat Tennessee, and then SMU, they're barely in there. So if Miami can actually beat them, because they're at number 10 right now. So if everything stays the same, you got.
I think Oregon, Indiana's a lot.
Yeah. If everything else stays the same, you got Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame, Miami, Georgia, Tennessee. You gotta hope that a number 9 ranked SMU loses in the ACC championship game to a number 6 ranked Miami.
Yeah,
and you gotta hope that that SMU drops. And this, based on this bracket, all they have to do is drop 2 spots.
Yep. But would they reward SMU for being there in Charlotte? We gotta think about that.
I don't. Well, see, the thing is, I don't know if they do because I think my man Sidelines Clemson brought up a great point. the best win on either schedule would be Clemson over South Carolina.
Yeah.
Because SMU's best win at that point would be, I don't know.
They ain't really playing nobody.
That's what I'm saying. And they loss would be to a BYU and to a Miami.
Yeah.
So now you really got a question of because I'm trying to think who is SMU best win this year.
I don't know.
No offense to him, but
it ain't been good.
Is it Louisville?
Yeah, it might be Louisville. It's probably Louisville. That's probably their best win this season because they caught Pitt when they was coming down.
Yeah, so, but if they was ranked, then it's Pitt. Well, yeah, it's Pitt now because Pitt was ranked.
Pitt.
So
I don't know, but let's go ahead and shut it down because we done been on this thing for 2 hours, 15 minutes almost.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be next week's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see.
This kind of got wild, gang. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna.
He said Clemson is a first round exit. Let's look. If it was sitting as it was right now, they would be the 11th seed. That's pretty much where Clemson's trying to get to is 11.
Yeah,
they would go up against either Penn State or Notre Dame, depending on what happens.
I'm not gonna lie. Penn State don't scare me, bro. Even as inconsistent as Clemson is, Penn State don't scare me. Notre Dame a little bit. I told you, I think we need to start taking them serious. Penn State, I'm not gonna lie. I think Clemson could win that game. I do. I'm being so serious.
Look, I think Clemson can beat Notre Dame too, because
I think we could beat Penn State. I don't know about Notre Dame, but Penn State, I think they could. Penn State just falls on the big games. And I think a lot of Clemson fans just want to get there. Like, I don't think we really care about – I don't think a lot of people care about even winning games. I think right now people just want to be back into the playoffs, personally. So I even think with the first – like, I'm not going to lie. I've been saying this season. If we got to the playoffs and it's a first-round exit, I'll take that as a dub.
I mean,
I'm not going to lie.
You can't
I'll take that as a good season.
Yeah, you can't take it as an L, bro.
I would take it as a good season. Yeah, so saying Clemson round will be a first round out ain't even an insult to me.
Yeah, so
we ain't been there in 4 years. Shoot,
right?
So you know what I'm saying? Like that would be honestly step up.
They still gonna put it on the on the stadium.
Hello,
they're still gonna say 2025. So
yeah, you know. So I'm not even mad at it because I don't think Clemson has national championship aspirations this year.
Hey, look. But, just like the basketball game today, Clemson played Penn State and won. You never know.
I think if Clemson matched up with Penn State and Nappy, I think Clemson can win. I'm being Penn State just fluky, bro. Like I just don't. Every week they about to lose. They about lost to Minnesota this past weekend. I just don't think Penn State's that good. They just got an easy schedule. They ain't played nobody.
Yeah,
they play Ohio State and flop like they always do. Anytime they see real comp, they flop.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I think we could beat Penn State at Penn State too. All right, let's shut this thing down, man. Appreciate y'all's love and support. I know it was a long one. 307 people was in the building tonight, y'all. Appreciate y'all's love and support. We are gonna shut it down for the night. Y'all have a happy Thanksgiving if you're traveling. Stay safe, be good, have fun, eat some good food, man. Appreciate y'all's love and support. We're gonna holler at y'all next week.